now, so you can fill in Aaron with the what happened in the previous session.
Well, he has seen it most recently.
He saw just the last 10 minutes or so of the 3-hour session.
Yeah.
That is the end of it.
I
But
just
what
saw
happened
the bit where...
What do you remember? What happened with the rest of the session? The early bits.
So
Okay,
we were.
so-
Yes, Al, recap.
All right, so let's see. Okay, we finished washing ourselves and rinsing most of the worms out of it, out of our various cavities in the river, and we probably haven't totally caused a plague in a couple of years of that. That'll be fine, no problem. We watched some people on a ship pass by. And we went to is it Silverhall? Silverhall, no, Silver something. Where's my notes? Silvermont.
Silvermont, yes. Which
Yes,
is
and we ran into ran into some guy, Fjord. He was looking for some kid called Dane, some sort of delinquent pickpocket. He eventually decided to just he ran to us when we were camping, and we kind of saw him from way off. So yep, that guy. So we managed to, not kill him accidentally or incidentally, and he broke bread with us. Had a rest for a while. Obviously, he's been looking for this kid for a while, and we headed back to town. And we met Herunio Quell, the Maester of Silvermont, and he heard our stories. He was mildly, not completely bored, and he's very debonair. And he offered he had a job for us. It was going to be to basically catch a thief who was clearing out his mines of silver and other ore. And apparently he sent 2 guys after a thief, and they haven't been seen since. The guys isn't interested because it's not an existential threat to the town. And so that's right. So what we also we considered so his reward for catching the thief was to give us some land, particularly the second best watering hole in town. We had a look and started a fight as one does.
God damn. Look, I didn't mean to start a fight, okay? That wasn't my intention.
No, we're gonna blame the halfling. That little joke is just causing us trouble.
Do you remember the halfling pickpocket we met back at Somberton?
They lost a few teeth.
I know him. Yep.
Yeah, he turned up here, and he somehow
Did you see him descend on screen?
Yep.
Cool.
Yes, there may be a slight misunderstanding with some local miners who thought he was we were fleecing him, or he was fleecing or we were actually fleecing miners. In which case, when in reality, he was fleecing them. So, for some reason, someone let the little bastard go, which I thought was a terrible idea. And then we beat the crap out of the miners in a relatively non-lethal manner until the guards showed up, and we kind of skedaddled.
It was
He taunted me, but in the end I was unable to prove that he was guilty. So I let him go.
Yes, he taunted you.
Indeed. So
Well,
after that,
he taunted me through information that was
Now, can I nominate that as an amazing line?
that is not a lie.
An amazing line for the game.
A lie.
so with that, we decided maybe it isn't such a great reward after all, and politely declined his offer. He was naturally disappointed, but we made the excuses that we already made a deal with Kingsley, the caravan master, to escort the convoy back to Hemulak, I believe. Okay. And that's pretty. Yeah, basically, my character stalked off trying to find a bath. I'm not sure it actually succeeded very much, and I think we were pretty much ready to head off.
You were?
And then we got sidetracked again.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, yes. We ran into Fjord again. He was trying to find 2 of his compatriots had gone missing, so we went to go go look for them, and we ended up at this obelisk, which had some strange pools, and we ran into one of his compadres who was a little worse for wear.
Yeah, the zombie.
And by that, a zombie.
I believe we just finished dispatching him, and we were figuring out exactly what happened here. We think it was something to do with the obelisk
Those obelisks.
and those strange pools of not nice stuff.
Yes.
The fight was intense. Everyone missed for like 3 rounds.
Luckily,
It was great.
luckily, we know an alchemist, and he'll be interested in this obelisk juice. I'd be thinking. Does it,
And
look,
they're still beating harder the zombie.
does it look like the obelisk was recently broken?
No, the
Okay.
obelisk looks like it has been fallen for some time. As you can see, there is grass growing over much of it. It has been slowly reclaimed by the land. It may have collapsed, broken, maybe hundreds of years ago, who knows. It clearly hasn't happened any time recently. But there are some holes which seem to be seeping a thick, viscous kind of fluid from them. So,
Sorry, I just meant those holes.
Are they at the bottom or top?
those holes, yeah, they're possible. If you
Those ones.
if you had someone who was, cunning of stone.
I think we're a little short on anyone like that.
God damn it.
The dwarf will go on over and have a look.
What about this giant one in the top of his head? Does this look recent?
That's
The,
old. And
the,
it's,
the Australian
That's
hole.
really old.
that's
Okay.
old, and it's just kind of has a little bit of a perched
in it?
pond within it from rainwater.
And does that pond look different to this ooze
Yes,
stuff?
yes.
Yeah. Okay, very good.
Is that anything I've ever seen before? Out of a rock?
It looks the sides of the rock, whereby the ooze is forming and seeping out. It looks slightly worn / but possibly even melted. It's unusual. You haven't seen anything really like this before.
What does it smell like?
Well, you can't really smell the stone over the goo. The goo itself smells to be fairly acidic. Whether or not the acidic goo is the remnants of whatever caused these holes or is actually seeping from the obelisks, pretty hard to tell without, giving it a good old clean and kind of trying to scoop away some of it to see from beyond. What you do know, though, is that you see no indication as to any other bits of debris from these holes.
Okay. So the side of this obelisk, how tall is it? Is that something I could easily climb?
Yes.
To see what's up top?
Yep, you can easily climb it. I mean, you can go around and climb up from the other end if you want, but even going from this side, it's not that high. You'd be able to manage it without too much trouble.
I'm keen to climb up the top while avoiding the stuff that's oozing out.
All right, put
God
yourself
damn it.
where you want
The
to go,
mouse.
and I'm going to make
No, I
sure.
can't do that. I'll be back in a second.
Let me just go.
There's some button on my mouse that equals back in a web browser. And I think my pinky just hit it. I think I know what button it is.
You've done this before, I believe.
I have done this before.
Excellent.
So I've just given you access to Mark's token as well, Aaron. If you
Cool.
can just confirm that you can move him.
Oh, I can't anymore.
You no longer have access to Dennbok.
Yes, I can.
So sad.
I had great plans. Well, for his body anyway.
So can I move up on the rock?
Absolutely.
How far?
As far as you would wish to go.
I can only go 25 around. But
We're not in.
I would like to go up and look. I would like to look in the side of this crate.
Yep. So that's what Mark was asking about before. And that's basically the perched pond of rainwater. So
And it looks like water.
It's
There's
rainwater.
nothing-
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
and it looks to be clear. It's got a little bit of grime, etc. in it. When I say clear, like you wouldn't want to drink it. It's been sitting there
Stagnant.
still
Yeah.
for some time.
I want him to drink it.
The dwarf is not going to drink it.
We're gonna have to we have to take gifts away from you.
Yeah. No.
So this must be a fairly. This must be a fairly high point on the obelisk. Like, what if I look around? Do I see anything else unusual?
No, the obelisk. The obelisk, as I mentioned last week, is one of the larger obelisks that you have seen. In fact, it may even be the largest one, other than the grand obelisk that's within Sumberton. Rumour has it that a half-orc licked it once. But this one,
Right. The dwarf doesn't need to lick it.
You do remember that you found no obelisks within Silvermont. In fact, there was none within any immediate vicinity of Silvermont itself. One thing that does strike you after you have a look at this for a bit, there seem to be no runes on this one.
It looks like a giant head.
So I step to where I am now and just
It
have
does
a
look a
look
bit like a
around.
giant head.
And if there's nothing interesting, I'm going to hop down. Yes, it very much does, if you look at it side on.
Yep.
Headshot.
Nice.
I'll hop down if there's nothing else interesting.
Yep, it may not even be an obelisk. It seems to be made of similar stone, but
Might just be the head of a statue.
it was
It's a very, very big statue.
It was referred to by Fiard as the broken obelisk when he asked you to come out here looking for his companion, Damon.
Who we found as one of the dead.
And
Little
now
awkward.
that you decide that perhaps it looks more like a head, it starts to dawn on you that one of the other rocks off to the left, as you kind of start looking around, looks a bit like a finger.
I assume Mark licks it.
So perhaps this is not an obelisk at all, even though it seems to be made of similar substance, and maybe that's why it is missing
Nice.
the runes.
It would be interesting if they made giant golems out of this stuff once upon a time.
This might be a stone giant corpse.
You've read the Malazan books with me, as you know what it is.
No.
That is fascinating. Wonder what happened to the rest of it.
Probably all overgrown. There's probably a bit
All
sticking
barren.
out still.
Or maybe somebody took his head and put it in this giant bone wagon and carted it here. Just and
I mean,
they
yeah,
don't
there's
have
also
to end up with
possibility.
their bodies.
Then
Maybe
where
they
would they
really
keep
hated
all
that
of
guy.
the iron spikes? Oh wait, in the donkey.
Oh dear.
Anyway, Fiard is thinking this is all really cool. And by that, he's not really thinking it's that cool, and he's just kind of wandering off back down this direction.
Right. And he doesn't care about that his comrade's been turned undead and that.
Well, if
You
you
know.
recall, when you guys mentioned it to him previously, his response was, "I never liked that guy anyway."
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
And he took the dagger
Gosh.
from his belongings. Left
Yeah,
the rest of
good
the
point.
belongings
Let's
there.
liberate some belongings.
The cleric follows him.
Would you like to bless the body or something? I don't really know how you clerics work, but should we make sure these are dead, not coming back to life?
Okay.
Sure, I
Well,
can do that.
generally, once you destroy the body, it's kind of like it's difficult to.
I
do it
test.
again.
I test the body. Do I think he's alive?
He doesn't.
Another amazing line.
Who wishes to control Caradwin,
Which one is Caradwin?
the elf? But not
I
the
can't
thief.
even control me at the moment, so I'm
The
gonna.
one next to the
What do you mean you can't
the one that
control it?
still currently next to the corpse, I believe.
Where
I
are
can't
you?
select my token.
Are you
That's,
selecting the right one?
I should be, yes.
Which is down here.
Yep. No, I can't. I can't select it.
Did
or
you
move
move him back or just redo my token?
Because it is
Oh, no, that's
controlled
right, I
by
moved to the
Lonzo
altar.
Ovary.
it. Yep.
It's controlled by you.
Ah, there we are. Maybe you just looking at it triggered it. Yep, I've got control now. Thank you.
Fair enough.
I'm happy
I
was
reckon,
what it is.
I reckon what's happened is you just weren't in the select. Didn't have the select.
No,
tool select.
I double checked that. I was that was what happened last time.
Alright. So who wishes to
Anyway,
control?
So who's in this
I'm happy to
casket?
control sleep.
Harsh. Not
No,
necessarily
it's not a
unfair.
casket. It was like a slab which looks to be like a little table type thing. Slab of stone.
And who's on it?
No one.
Didn't you say it was someone's burial site?
No.
No, it's like a table.
Altar.
Good
Oh,
Master
Teaches
Nodgrim,
me for not listening properly. Yeah.
what can you tell me about this stone thing? You appear to have great stone knowledge.
Is it anything that I recognize?
It just appears to be a stone slab. Doesn't seem to be anything special. Just been roughly cut into a kind of a rough, crude table. And for giggles, I've made Caradwin controllable by everybody.
It's just a stone slab. You could use it for anything. I'm not quite sure what the deal is.
like sacrifices, perhaps.
You could use it for many things.
Carrot would touch the water, what happens? Theoretically.
Theoretically.
Anyway, I don't think he'll be using this stuff, so waste not, whatnot.
It'll be
Whatnot.
theoretical.
In theory, Caradwin's finger gets wet.
Is that the episode title?
Nothing untoward happens to her because she only touched the water.
So what are those? Are those like stones on the ground surrounding
Yes.
the?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. As you can see, the finger one's probably all from the same thing.
I think.
Yeah, I mean the sort
those
of little.
round ones.
Yeah.
Are there any cups or anything around here?
Are there any what? Sorry.
The bar? This is not the bar.
No.
No. But there was somebody staying here, wasn't there?
Yes. Well,
You can
Yeah,
see
I
the
guess in that one-
blanket
Or did
rug.
they
This
That was
the
the blanket there.
blanket.
the
Is this
poor-
the gear of the person we killed?
Yes.
they have-
Re-kill.
Where's that
Re-killed.
guy that was running
Did-
off?
Did they have like a hip
He
flask?
wasn't running up. He was just wandering off. He's just south of
He's
us.
just down here. He's just kind of looking around. He sits
Waiting
down.
for
He
us.
sits down now and he
Um,
gets out his water skin and has a drink.
Cool. I'm just gonna follow him a little bit. But
Alright,
it's just,
he's sitting on the ground.
yep. I won't harass him or anything. I'll just watch him. I've already had a look around.
Just
around.
for the sake of while you're doing that, for the sake of experiment, I'd like to just wander over here and look back, like towards the left or whatever that direction is. And is there? Can I ask if I can see anything else of
In
note
that
in terms
direction?
of in terms of like massive statue bits?
You think you can see a chunk of rock that might look like one of these ones every now and then. There are some undulating and strange shapes to the grass, etc. Maybe something is buried beneath it. Hard to tell. You might have to go over there and start digging away, but it's possible. But you do see these like pieces like this every now and then sticking up out of the grass.
Okay, no worries.
So
I
Fiard,
won't start digging right now, but yes.
Fiard turns around. Hello?
Hello.
G'day, mate.
Who's he talking to? Is he talking to the person
The
who's stolen?
dwarf that's right next to him.
Yeah, good.
I was just coming down to have a look at what's going on.
Well, we found my friend, or my companion, my acquaintance, the guy I knew.
Wow, I got worse with every sentence.
So I guess I just need to find the other one now.
I was just coming down in case there was trouble.
He looks around, all concerned. He puts his hand on the hilt of his sword. There's trouble? What?
No need. I wasn't trying to alarm you. I was just coming down to make sure you're okay.
Oh, no. Oh, well, thank you very much. No, I'm,
God's bless you.
Drink some of
Yes.
his water.
yes. No,
Why?
it's- I've, why are you following me? Yes, something like that. No, we solved the mystery of what happened to Damon, and, so...
I feel like we didn't solve it so much as ended it.
We killed a zombie.
So what are your plans now?
Well, I need to go back and see if I can find Dane.
Where was he
Alright.
heading?
Where was he heading? You're all the way over here.
Yeah, I'm a bit far away. I might move. I'll just shout across the.
If
Yes,
anyone
like
does
I-
wish to go through the remains of Damon's properties,
Sure.
he had a few pots and pans. There was some travelling rations, probably about 5 days worth, 2 water skins, one of
Fresh
which
ones
is,
or preserved ones?
they're fresh, so they won't last that long, which is probably why he's got some pots and pans with him. 2 water skins, but one seems to not be full of water, but some kind of wine. There was a
Stone
Well, we better take that.
there
Yep.
was a short bow and a quiver of arrows, and a small round shield.
Real arrows, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not orc made.
Did anyone take the wineskin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, unless
That's
you
cool.
want it, you can have it if you want.
I wanted to fill it with goop and see if it disintegrates.
I'll take it.
You can still fill it with goop if you
If
want.
you really want to fill it with goop,
I don't want to fill it with goop. I'm hoping it's filled with wine.
Oh no, I sort of side bit and hand mark a small glass vial. And if you're feeling lucky, sure, take a sample.
I will take a sample.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm a dwarf. What's gonna happen to me?
Death
I look towards the corpse.
generally happens.
Alright, so you are taking a sample of the goo, correct?
Absolutely.
It looks like
Has
wine.
anyone got some
correct? It
gloves?
looks like
Does it look-
wine, correct? If it looks like goo, I might not.
No, you're getting confused. They're talking about the goo that's seeping from the obelisk.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna drink.
This stuff.
And where were we transporting that back in?
And you are...
Got it.
I was talking about the wineskin.
Yeah, no.
No.
Okay.
We got a
The-
glass vial. That's what I'm going to take
Yep,
the
the
sample.
wineskin has wine. Cheap, pretty acidic wine, but wine nonetheless.
Well, that's alright. That's alright.
But no, Mark wants to take some goo, and you are collecting it in a glass vial.
What exactly do you plan to do with this?
What doesn't
I'm
he
going
plan
to show
do
it to the alchemist. Our friendly alchemist.
So I guess you won't be.
No, that would be licking it. Come on.
Would it?
Alright, so,
Fair enough.
yeah, it's... You get...
I'll take. As I said, I'll take the arrows if no one else wants them.
Feel free to take what you
More
want.
arrows is always good. How many arrows are there?
20.
20. Cool. I'll just add them to my inventory. Do they come in like batches, or what's the go with it?
Usually.
Do they come in what, sorry?
Like, is there a limit I can carry away at once?
How many
They were in a quiver, so, these are short bow arrows, though. You have a long bow,
Okay, never mind then.
so they're about half the size of your arrows.
I'm using
Is
a
there
short bow.
anyone
in
have
a
a short bow?
pin, that'd be something.
That's what I was grabbing.
Sorry,
Okay, cool.
what was that? Sorry, there was a couple of people talking at once then.
I just said in a pinch you should take them, but if someone's got a short bow, much.
Yeah, but someone does have a short bow, so feel free to grab it.
Very well, I will. Real arrows.
And you have a file of obelisk goo.
That's a technical term, is it?
It is now.
It's technically obelisk statue goo, but hey.
The people around here at least referred to it as an obelisk. At least Fiard says so.
And as we know, if people decide something, they're automatically right.
It
Just
works.
like how Pluto was a planet.
Yep.
Hey, you tell the Plutonians they're no longer living on a planet. I dare you. I double dare you.
Oh dear. Cool. I guess, are we done here? There's nothing else that anyone else want to do while we're here?
Did I have
No.
to make a check to get that sample, or I just scrape some off?
Your dexterity is not 3.
Title.
Correct, it is not.
You do not manage to cover yourself in the excrement of the obelisk as you
Excellent.
Can
collected.
he make a wisdom check to
You
try
make
not to
sound
lick it?
great. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's
I don't know. He may make a wisdom check to lick it. I don't know. It's up to him.
Yeah.
Do it, do it, do it.
Nah, it's okay. He seems fine.
You do realise, though, that now you
Is
have given Mark a file of obelisk goo, which who knows where it'll end up when people are having sleeps.
Is it strangely warm to touch like the other obelisks, or is it different?
It just is cold and seems...
It's a dead obelisk.
Yeah.
Or it's not the middle of the day. Either way.
Or it's just stone
Excellent.
and may not have been an obelisk at all.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, if it's made out of the same stuff, then it's something to do with them. You would assume, but
But it
Is it made out of the same stuff, or is it just similar?
It looks similar. It's hard to tell. The obelisks aren't all identical. Not in shape, not in stature, not in design, and not in material. But they are all similar. So, and this kind of fits into that theme. So maybe it's why it was thought of as an obelisk.
What's the name of the guy in front of me?
Whispering in its ears.
Fiard.
I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him and keep up with him because he told us a bunch of stuff and it seems a bit funny. It doesn't quite make sense.
well, you don't what that he doesn't like his comrade, or what else doesn't make sense.
That he's upside down.
Yeah, because he turned around to face.
Well, he sort of told us
That's
that
his story.
this was an obelisk, and it doesn't really seem like an obelisk. It seems like broken bits of a statue. I mean, I'm just...
Maybe, but maybe people are too busy to pay more attention.
I'm not threatening him. I'm just sort of following him to make sure that he doesn't...
Do you tell him that you're
do
not
anything.
threatening him?
Well, I don't have a weapon out. I'm not like, bearing down on him or anything like
Do
that.
you
I'm
point
just like,
out to him that you don't have a weapon out?
I'm wandering behind him and we're having a chat.
Are you
Wait,
asking him,
you're wandering behind.
are you
Hey,
asking him anything?
you've got
Or you
you've
just
got
stalking him?
Mark in the front with the binoculars there, and you've got Kruber in the back with the Sunny's tassel.
I'm just asking him where he's going and what's going on and stuff like that, and trying to suss out whether he's legit or not.
It sounds
Because
like you want to
he said this was an obelisk, and my dwarven senses are going, hey, this doesn't look like an obelisk. So
No.
It
he's
actually
just
did.
following.
It did look like an obelisk until you started really having a good look at it.
And I did. I climbed on top. And I don't reckon it's an obelisk.
To be fair, I don't know about everyone else, but I don't think any of us noticed it looked like a head until this session, and we spent a lot of
Yeah.
about an hour last session around here too.
But the realization has now been had, so I'm following him.
Mark wasn't here last session.
Unthreateningly.
Whatever.
Yeah, clearly we were missing the brains of the operation.
We're so screwed.
Oh, no!
I definitely don't want to be the brains of the operation, not with my intelligence.
No, they were referring to Mark, I think.
Yeah.
Referring might be.
Alright. Well, there's not much else to do around here. Let's follow Fjord. Did we agree to go find his other comrade?
No, you didn't. He didn't even ask you to go and find him.
To be fair, we did.
Oh, that's right.
Re-murder his last comrade, though. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I'd ask us.
Well, actually, no. He's looking for Dane, the delinquent, the pickpockety person.
Yes, the small boy that he told us he was hunting for.
Yes.
Hmm.
So, Fjord is happy to go back to Silvermont and start trying to track down Dane, and you guys can do what you want. You helped him with this, and he is very grateful.
Mm-hmm.
He now has
To be fair, it was honestly because we had nothing better to do. But
he now has a shiny new dagger on his hip.
That's right. And one less annoying co-worker.
And
Profit.
one less annoying co-worker.
I'm still concerned about the whole someone got turned into a fucking zombie. But you know, I guess it's not our not our department.
What
There
was-
is that.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll catch up to Fjord and just ask him, if there have been any other sightings of undead around Silvermont. Because this seems, I don't know. He seemed. I have some vague recollection. He seemed reasonably surprised that his comrade had been turned, or raised.
Yeah, he was not expecting it. If that's what you guys were thinking he was.
How often do people normally expect that?
I don't know. It seems like people are expecting there's some grand conspiracy here and that Fjord is the puppet master.
Well, no. I just want to know if if it's a thing, if it's been done, if it's happened before.
I mean, bad stuff does happen since the gods.
Yeah, and I mean,
True.
I wouldn't say that out loud, but sure.
I would.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What my character says.
Fjord steps up to the
I'm
dwarf.
just moving further away.
Fjord steps up to the
Zelmarro.
dwarf and offers you a small smoked sausage.
Oh, thank you very much, Fiona.
You look hungry.
I am a bit hungry. I smell the sausage. Does it smell good?
Smells pretty tasty.
Well, thank you very much, Fiona. That's very generous. I accept the sausage.
I'm childish. I'm sorry.
I'll be shitting for like months afterwards.
Mine was at least heartwarming.
And unless you guys want to do anything else while you're here, Nordgrim can munch on Fjord's small smoked sausage.
I think we'll leave. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
Oh, well,
munch on my small
I
smoked
have a
sausage.
goal.
Yes, we'll accompany him back to town, and
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You get back to Silvermont. You're in Silvermont.
So this is a
It's-
dwarven town.
No, it is a silver mining town. Every third or fourth building basically looks to be a drinking establishment. It is dusty, it is dirty, the people in it are dusty and dirty. There is one particularly large building pretty much in the centre of town. That is the... where was it? Does anyone remember the name of that place? The Goblet and Stone.
That one.
That is the cleanest looking establishment as well. It has a couple guards on the outside. There are a couple two-story buildings, not many. There is a small garrison outpost in Silvermont. Most of the people that are in Silvermont are silver miners, but don't actually live in the city. They live in barracks, and they come into town to spend their money.
We're going to be in the best inn in town.
Yeah,
That's where the dwarf's gonna be.
apropos of nothing, it takes about 3.5 minutes for the guards to get to any fracas at the second best drinking establishment.
If you recall,
Okay.
there is no current inn in town.
So we're just
That's right.
bar. Makes sense.
Sleeping on the road it is.
But
We're not gonna go to a
it's
bar?
just
Yeah,
just
well,
mid-morning.
to eat we are.
It's just mid-morning.
Oh, mid-morning, that means by mid-afternoon this is going to be Mark.
Kingsley is there. He was waiting for you.
Oh yeah.
You were
Yeah, let's
going
go
to escort him back to Sumberton.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like Kingsley.
We were going to do that tomorrow.
Tomorrow, was it?
No, this is. I thought it was. Hang on, I can't actually remember.
Maybe it was tomorrow. Yes, we'll say it's mid-after. We'll say it's evening when you get back to town. I think it was actually. You're right. My mistake. And it's on the morrow that you are doing the Kingsley thing. So Kingsley is not waiting for you.
Okay.
Will the small
Yes.
sausage have been finished by then?
Come on, man.
It sounded tasty.
That included the time to eat a pizza.
Yes, Rima. Alright, so yes, you're back in Silvermont, and I will return you to the Valley of the Obelisks. And Silvermont is up here, next to the Forest of Turlek.
And west of the ruins of Androshell.
Correct.
And the corpse of the beast of the ruins of Androshell.
Yes. So, you can try to find somewhere to stay. There isn't an inn, but you might be able to still find somewhere that can put you up. It's possible. Likely
I'm happy to
possible.
What
sleep
happens
rough.
to people who get incredibly drunk at the bars?
It's a good question, isn't it?
And
There's
how
only one way to
does
find out.
leveling work exactly?
You have to spend money and time.
God damn it.
Spend money.
You have
Well,
to-
I go
You
in.
have to train.
I go in search of someone with a bath or something approximating to a bath.
There is a horse trough.
Nice.
Yes. We should hold him down to make sure he's clean. I reckon 5-10 minutes should do it.
That long? Have you seen my constitution score?
I wanted to make sure. And there's what it's going to look like.
Are you going to comb her facial hair as well?
If she looks that pretty, certainly.
So,
Right,
anyway,
Notgrim? Right?
you will find that yes, there is nowhere for you to actually sleep. And your question about where do the drunks sleep? They tend to sleep on the street. If
Good.
they
Well, I
can't-
guess we'll go
Good.
to good company then.
If they can't manage to make it back to the
Korea.
barracks, then they just can kind of sleep where they fall. Most of them, though, do seem to be particularly good at getting themselves back to the barracks, and if they're not, they have more fortuitous friends.
I
Stronger
don't,
constitution.
I don't
who
suppose
can
I'm
help.
allowed to just slide into the barracks.
how are you going to do that? It's not in the town.
He's going to take the uniform off one of the drunks and pretend to be.
Now I was
That'll
just thinking
work.
of walking in with him
Now?
and
That's
hoping that
Was there some
everyone was a
sort of
bit
plot
sort
fill
of
in mind?
sliced and I'd be alright.
the barracks.
I was
the
world
barracks
building,
are,
Zal.
The barracks are at the mine, which is about half a mile out of town.
Nah, I'm not going to the mine. That's fine. I'll just curl up next to some fucking stable or something.
Sure. And you can hobo it,
Camping?
or you can camp.
Camping sounds good.
I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, probably at this point, camping outside the town might be the best way to go.
Well, to me,
Alright, well, camp with the party for sure as opposed to sleeping in a stable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sure. All right, you camp outside the town.
Although,
That way anyway.
I think bathing there might be a bit trough.
Oh.
All right.
Yes.
No one laughed.
Oh, I did. And that's the only person I needed to amuse.
All right. You can have a bit of a kip.
all right. Do we want to keep a watch?
No, have faith. In
I
our
guess
God.
it depends. How close were you camping to the city? If we're like literally just outside it, I wouldn't really bother. But
So is anyone injured at this point?
I don't think. Did anyone take any damage from that fight? I don't think anyone took any damage from that fight.
Only Mark did, I believe.
Oh right, of course.
Keratin might have been injured as well.
Happily, I can heal myself.
Anyone,
I think I might have taken
anyone,
one hit point.
anyone who's
Something,
injured
I'm
and need
sure.
healing should
No,
speak up
Keratin
now.
is not injured. Mark took a point of damage when his Kapinga blew up in his face.
Yeah, Mark, why did you do that?
Yeah.
But it was only a point of damage. He'll heal that by the morning.
Yep, cool. Alright, in that
So
case
your
I'll
normal,
rest.
your normal order was Mark, Jaquan, Hypatia, Nodgrim, Lenser, Keratin. If you and you can camp right within sight of town. It's up to you
Yep.
if you want to keep a watch or not.
Do we want to bother?
I'm gonna keep my
It's a
watch.
good
at
idea.
least.
I'll keep watch.
I just feel more comfortable sleeping when I know someone's got my back.
Cool. I guess we'll take shifts then, as per normal.
Sure.
It's always good to keep good habits.
I agree.
All right, everyone.
Yep.
Someone roll a d6 for me, please. Just one of you.
Zell, I think you should.
Yeah.
I disagree.
All in favour of
fine.
Zell. Aww. Nodgrim got there. Nice.
Nodgrim got his 5 in first.
Nice.
Well done.
All right, Lenser, you are on watch.
I'll probably be on watch the most, considering I don't like sleep much.
Yeah, you don't have a reverie. It's not like 5th edition. They'll sleep. So you do sleep.
It does not as much as I don't need as much as others.
Yes, you do.
I do. Oh, I thought that was different for elves in
No.
this one.
No,
Oh, good.
No, elves need to sleep. You don't get any bullshit meditation.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I recall it being different as well.
You're
from
thinking
the-
5th edition.
Maybe.
Yep.
I mean, we could
3.5
play
onward.
5th edition.
No.
That was a lot more restrained than I thought you were going to be there, Greg.
I could have done it much worse. Like that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yes. What's this?
No worries. But yes, so we'll take even
Yep.
even watches then. as per normal.
Where I am doing this and doing this, and I want to do this. Alright, on your watch, you are kind of half dozing, etc., because it's pretty safe. You're still doing your best to stay wide awake, but it's been a big day, and your eyes are getting a little bit droopy, and then you see, just out of the corner of your eye, a shape, a shadow, moving very close to the camp, and it jolts you back to...
Is this
Awakeness.
Norgrim or
No,
Zeltarnin?
it's Lensa.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, everything always happens on my watch.
So you're saying if we get you to never watch, nothing will ever happen?
I mean, no, but cool. So it's just a shadow. What is it like? Moving, approaching the camp, away from the camp, moving
It's already very
sideways.
close. It's already very close to the camp, and it seems it's getting closer. It's small. It's furtive. It's getting closer. It's getting closer.
I will just put my hand to my weapon and be ready, I guess. I will keep watching it until...
Aaron's the only childish one.
Alright.
Until I can see it better, I'm not going to do anything, because if it's just an animal, then I'm not going to wake everyone up just for that.
Sure. You can see pretty well in the open air, in the stars above, and when it makes itself visible, you can see that. Can you see it,
I can't.
Lensa?
Yes.
Alright, creeping close to the group,
Alright.
moving very cautiously, getting closer, getting closer. It is almost upon Jaquan.
Could I possibly ambush it?
Easy.
Cool. That's what I'll do. I'd like to wait until an opportune moment and then attempt to stop it from running away. Is the main goal here.
The moment is here. You
Awesome.
have the upper hand. It is completely oblivious to the fact that you have spied it. It is focused solely on its prey.
Awesome.
You'd think the beating you gave him outside the tavern would have been
So, you're
Cool. So what would you like me to roll? I guess, or
you just tell me
do?
what you want to do.
Okay, so pretty much if possible quietly, but obviously this may not be the best. But I would like to basically, I guess grapple's the right word, but like pin down, stop from moving, etc., etc. Any combination of those things.
Alright, so you want to do this quietly, you said.
If possible, I'm going to prioritize getting it done over getting it quietly. But if it's possible quietly, then yes.
You reckon you could lunge at it? You could lunge at it, otherwise you're going to have to move silently checks.
If I make a move silent check, would that put me in a better position, or?
It's like, you're not camping over a 50-foot area. You're camping in a fairly small
why are
space.
you not assuming that? I mean, I thought we agreed. Normally we camp spread over a 50-foot area.
You could move and cover the ground quick enough. You have
No worries.
You have the initiative. You have the moment of surprise. It is not aware
Cool.
that you're aware of it.
Yep, no worries. Then I will just lunge it and try and get to it before it
Make an
reaches.
attack roll.
Oh, excellent. Where's my dice?
Oh baby, it's all happening.
Do I add anything to it, or just normal? Just my dex is normal,
Your
or
strength bonus or
oh,
penalty.
okay. Penalty it is.
Couldn't use
Surprising it.
dexterity as trying to grapple?
He's trying to
Like
pin
a
it.
slippery.
I know. I am trying to print it. What's the shortcut for roll again?
You can just use the dice if you want on the...
Yeah, on the side.
Or
But there isn't.
Ooh,
Or
they've
s-
upgraded that.
They have, or you can
Yes.
just do /roll space d20
Whatever.
plus minus whatever.
-1. Yeah, no, I'll just go that. Cool.
Aha! You lunge at this shape, and in your haste, you land smack dab on Jaquan.
Excellent.
Jaquan, you are being attacked. Something has accosted you in the middle of the night. You were having a nice sleep, dreaming about large women and wine, and all of a sudden, there's something on you.
I think
Make
it's time to punch something in the balls.
just make a d20, just make a dice roll. Doesn't matter. Odds, you realise what's happening. Evens, you are perplexed.
I am perplexed.
No, I said odds. You realise what happened.
Ah,
Yeah.
sorry.
So you're about to clock something in the balls when you realise Lenza has thrown herself upon you.
Whoa, Lenza. I think you've misunderstood our
I will,
relationship.
I will completely ignore Jaquan and scramble up after the shadow.
Okay, it has bolted. You can
Yes,
try and
I am
pursue
well aware.
it. Are you engaging in pursuit? Hot
Yes,
pursuit.
absolutely.
All right. Roll d20 and get equal to or under your dexterity -2 to have a chance of catching up to it.
So, so I have to get under my dexterity score.
Then you have a penalty of 2. So what's your dice?
Yep.
What's your dexterity?
17.
So you have to get 15 or below.
Yep, cool. And that's just a d20 roll again.
Yep.
Cool. So I'll add -2 to it just so we can.
Well, you add +2 to the dice roll if you're going to do it that way. Otherwise, adding -2 makes it easier.
Wait, I thought you said I get a -2 to it.
To your dexterity.
Right, okay, I'll just roll d20 and see what I get. Cool. It's fine.
Yes. All right, you catch up to the creature. Do you wish to make one more lunge at it before it
Absolutely.
throws itself underneath a building?
Yes.
Make another attack roll.
It's at -1 again.
You're still trying
Just
to pin it?
straight.
Yep, go for it.
Yep. God damn it. Fucking dice.
Alright, you grab hold of the creature as it lunges at this small gap underneath the building, and you are left clutching at dust. It is gone.
Damn.
I was slowly jogging up the road after him. My legs aren't quite as long, so I'm just keeping it medium.
Cool.
Alright, there was commotion.
Did
But-
anyone else wake up?
Yeah, everyone's probably woken up now.
I was sleeping.
What? What?
I'll eventually catch up with them at some point.
Oh, but I'd probably head back up as soon as it's gone. There's no point in going any further.
Well, I'll meet you before you meet me then.
Cool.
All be fully aware of each other.
Excellent.
Lenza
Sorry about
was
that. I will
covered in
apologize.
dust.
I will apologize to Jaquan for landing on him, but I was attempting to try and catch a little person who was probably going to steal from you. I have a strong belief that it might be the person that what's his name was looking for. That Fiard was looking for.
Where did they go? I assume you track them down.
They scrambled off towards the town and disappeared into the warrens or the maze of buildings.
They
I unfortunately wasn't strong enough to hold them.
Basically, they dove underneath the building.
Yeah.
Don't!
Well, do you think they'll try and come back and we could set another trap for them?
I highly doubt that.
Yeah. Not that dumb.
Now that they're aware that we were actually watching they're probably not going to try it again.
I don't know. Some of us seem pretty unaware of things.
Something happened?
Lenza was just throwing herself at Japan.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's annoying that you said that, Growl, because it means I can't slap anyone.
Saw it, she came at me with a knife.
Oh dear. Anyway, I guess we go right to sleep, or at least.
The rest of the night will pass without event if you wish to go back to sleep.
God damn it! Always me.
You are not accosted by any more small shapes,
Excellent.
and you are not accosted by any more small elves, Jaquan.
Yeah. The upside, I could have picked her up with one hand and just put her off.
Yeah, let me know how well that goes for you.
Morning.
Oops.
It's
Excellent.
for some of you it's bright and sunny, others it's a little bit bleary. Kingsley is raring to go. He's quite cheerful and chipper. He's sitting atop of his wagon. He's got a couple horses. There's a few crates and boxes, and there's a keg in the back of the wagon.
Excellent.
Nice.
I grab first spot.
Like a
I jump into the back of the wagon, finding a spare spot for myself and my gear.
We don't ride on the wagons.
What do you think you're doing?
It.
Finding a free spot, of course.
Oh,
He just looks
leave
at
him
you.
be. His feet are very short.
Who controls this thing? He says to the rest of you.
It's kind of a collaboration.
I look towards a more charismatic character.
Are you staying in the wagon?
Whoa, I get the vibe he doesn't want me there. So I think I'm gonna hop back down because I wasn't looking to cause any trouble.
I don't know where you got that idea from. This wagon belongs to the Chicane Mercantile Guild. Do you work for the Chicane Mercantile Guild, dwarf?
No, I'll hop down. No problem. I misunderstood. I'll hop down.
Much better. After a minute or so, because Kingsley just ignores you for a bit, another halfling will come out of a building and trundle over, and will climb up into the wagon.
Wait, is that the halfling we're looking for? Is it the droid we're looking for?
It's not the droid we're looking
It is
for.
not the droid that you are looking for, and it is not Willabrod. It is another halfling. Looks similar to Kingsley, but to some of you, halflings all look the same.
Slimy bastard, that could have been my seat.
Oh.
Willabrod looks over. Not Willabrod. Kingsley looks over at you. So you wanted to send me a gift, did you? So you.
That's not quite what I said.
So it should take a handful of days to get 34. It's about probably take about 4 days to get to Summerton from here.
I assume nobody needed to buy rations last night.
Well, we found the five.
Dead guys' rations?
Yeah, and also I still had 5. Other fresh
Actually,
rations
I
as well.
sort of have none as per before
Okay.
because I was found almost naked.
Probably should have bought some.
Well, you can quickly drop off and get some now if you want. It's fine.
Yeah, so I've got 3 days worth of my character sheet, including the dead guys. That's for everybody.
Okay. I have enough for me.
Did you want to quickly
I have 0.
purchase some?
Yes.
See, I don't know that I actually have. Have we actually done a gold distribution? I don't think we have, so I don't think I have any money whatsoever.
I noticed the
we
guy
did.
with no money who's suggesting redistributing the gold.
Of
That's
course.
the way it always is.
That's right.
I believe the last time we got money was when we turned in all those heads from the fortress, right?
And you turned
Yeah.
it in here at Silvermont.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did someone
God
get?
Damn it! Why don't I
Zelmarro?
see anything?
Yeah,
on
I'm
the character
trying to.
sheet?
I believe we split it up because I have a bit of gold on me, but
You have 29 gold, Nodgrim.
Do I? Where do you see that?
Your
under
special
equipment.
Your special.
You haven't put it
Yeah.
under equipment for some reason. You've put it under your languages and abilities.
Well, to be fair, as a dwarf,
Oh,
he
God
kind of
damn it,
is
yes.
a language.
That is true, DM. Thank you very much.
Cool. There we go.
So,
I'm thinking, why am I totally penniless?
because all to dwarves, gold is a language.
hmm
So if you wish, you can go and quickly purchase some rations, if you want to do so. In Silvermont, preserved trail rations will cost you 1 gold a day.
1 gold a day. And how many days away are we?
4.
If everything goes according to plan, 4 days
Ah,
before you
true.
get to Summerton.
Alright.
How long do the
Congrats.
fresh ones last again?
The fresh ones will last you about a week or so.
hmm
Oh, and how old were the ones that he picked up?
They looked like they were still okay.
So they'd have a week in them, or
Yep.
Yeah, you just got to scrape that sort of blue stuff off them.
Yeah.
Eat them first. We got the pots and
Crisp.
pans. We can fry them up a bit. That'll help.
That's right.
Multi-grain.
Oh, it is now.
It's not great.
I've still got 6 rations preserved, so I might need to buy some more too. But I'll buy them in Summerton rather than here.
So, who else has got rations?
I do. Mark does.
As does
I do now.
Last time.
How many
Kruber has
days?
sufficient rations.
Okay, so I got. Okay, so Kruber's good. Mark's good. So that leaves 10 rations between.
I've got 8 rations myself.
There's plenty. You've got a
Okay,
donkey,
so I need
remember?
2 other people. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I've got 10 rations plus my preserved one, so I think that's enough.
I think Caradron's got a donkey. Yeah, Caradron's got a donkey you can eat if all comes a cropper.
Yes. Only
Donkey's far too valuable. They're the most
Isn't
useful
it-
member of the party.
Isn't it full of metal spikes?
It is. Because Caradron bought 48 iron spikes and no food.
And stored the spikes in the donkey.
Well, at the time, did not have a donkey, and I suggested that, you may need a donkey. Clearly, Caradron
Indeed.
is just a polymorphed rust monster.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I'll believe it.
Alright. If you want to get some food, you can get food. Whilst Kingsley won't be
I do.
particularly impressed with having to wait, he will wait. Everyone but Nodgrim is on retainer to get him to Sumberton.
So Nodgrim can walk off halfway,
anyhow.
or he's
Nodgrim-
just not getting paid.
He is not getting paid. He is not on the Chicane Mercantile Guild's books.
I owe you, so I'll come with you anyhow.
But if
The,
you
the fact
recall-
that we're the reason you have food to eat and alive is completely incidental.
if you recall, he said
Hey,
he
I
would
bought
get-
that food with my own money. Thank you very much.
He said he would get Nodgrim on the books once you got to Sumberton.
That's good. It's good to be on the books.
Mm.
Certainly
yes,
is.
It is. Yes,
And if you're hungry, you can cook them.
that is also
Dang it.
true, I guess.
You can head out. It's a fairly bright, sunny, almost summery morning. It's pretty warm. As you're travelling, walking alongside Kingsley and his companion on their wagon, which are being pulled by a couple horses, he will start talking to you. Kingsley's not notorious from your previous trips with him, notorious conversationalist, but this time he seems to be a bit chatty. I heard you had a run-in at Lacrima Keep.
Yes.
You could say that.
Yes, it was terrifying.
Yes.
Oh, is that the spirit thing? Yes.
Yeah.
That was the thing that we could neither turn nor touch.
Hit or do anything to in any capacity.
Yes, my companion here was at Lacrima Keep when you were there, and recalls very well what apparently happened.
Mm-hmm.
How did he escape?
Escape?
Well, I don't think he was possibly not in the line of fire.
No. Kenelm was outside and, yes, heard all about it.
What did he hear?
Well, that you had gone into Lacrima Keep to try to find some ghost.
We found it.
Yep, it definitely wasn't happy to see us.
Agreed.
It was an interesting experience.
No, not one we wish to repeat at this time. Maybe later.
There have been a few gifts being sent in quick succession. Too many.
Yep.
I might start imposing a penalty for excessive gift use.
Excellent.
I know, what are you going to do?
Force this to re-roll because I lost that much XP.
You've turned back into a baby.
Yeah, that's correct.
From what I understand, there has been a spate of these walking dead or spirits from the grave within the walls of the valley this last month.
I think we should leave the valley.
That seems excessive.
That seems very non-adventurous.
We seem capable of dealing with this situation.
Well, actually, we seem capable of dealing with every situation faced except for this one.
I feel that we need the proper equipment to deal with this.
Maybe.
So
Maybe
We don't
take
want
some
to leave
fire.
people undefended.
Are there
If it
special
otherwise
zombie
help.
killing weapons?
does a
The
sword
church
not
would
work?
know, right?
Special
Well, we-
zombie killing weapons, sword, axe, they tend to kill
Oh,
zombies pretty good.
Witcher?
We need some sort of weapon that can actually strike the ethereal
Oh yeah, the
ethereal
witchy-
threats.
I don't know anything about that. I'm a merchant. Well,
Fair
I'm a
enough.
member of the merchant guild, and we just make money. But
Do you have any magic items?
There's that really cool priest in town who heals everybody.
magic
He might know
items.
stuff.
Do you think this is 3rd edition, boy?
I just thought I would ask. in case any
Less
were
relics
available.
of the gods. That's what we need.
Indeed.
Mhm.
But
Or magical fire. Perhaps
If
some
it
kind
helps
of
us fight that ghost,
ancient fire.
I'm all for it.
the dead aren't, great for business if they're coming back. I mean, generally they don't want things. They just take them. So, I was going to suggest that when we get back to Summerton, maybe even if we stop in at Lacrima Keep, which we'll probably do. I don't mind Barliff's ale. It's a pretty good drop he has on tap.
I prefer his barley stew, but please continue.
When we got back to Summerton, I was going to suggest that we go to the keep and we petition them to form an alliance against these undead monstrosities. And what better adventurers are there in the valley at the moment? Well, other than the Brotherhood of the Silver Dagger, of course, than you.
Of course. Silver Dagger. I feel like I've seen a Silver Dagger recently, but exactly where I
Of
can't
course,
remember.
sir.
Well, it sounds like a capital idea if they can supply us with the tools necessary to defeat this foul spectre.
He seems rich, so I bow down.
It seems unlikely, unfortunately. As we saw, it was quite difficult to even land a blow on.
Mm.
There's
Everything
no more
everything we
submission
did seemed to
than
just have no
dwarf
effect.
submission.
Surely something is stirring them up, though. Would you
Or
not
Or
say
perhaps
so?
perhaps the restoration works that
Is
at
there
the
some
keep
kind
are
of
disturbing unquiet spirits,
evil dowsing rod?
unfinished business.
We
think it-
possibly don't want to go near an evil dowsing rod.
So you
A
think
rod that
that
douses for evil?
Lacrima Keep might be the key, Hypatia?
Indeed, it could be.
Hmm.
I mean, also with a dowsing rod, wouldn't you just find ancient burial grounds, which you're not supposed to walk on?
Well, you're only supposed to not build on them, I think.
The abbot, what was his name?
Abbot Forsyth.
And Forsyth, yes. The Abbot Forsyth, he might know whether or not Lacrima Keep is potentially a key in this malaise of evil. We should talk to him when we get there. Good idea.
Sounds good.
And he will then go back to talk to his companion as you trudge along.
What's the name of Kingsley's companion? Has he introduced himself?
He did mention a name briefly in passing within that conversation. Kenom.
Kenom.
Okay.
I try to keep up with the party.
It's not hard. They're not moving particularly
Very fast.
Just
Well,
moving-
that's helpful.
it's
That's
just
helpful.
moving at a.
If-
I mean,
if
I
I-
appreciate that respect.
it's just
if
moving
I
at
may-
the pace of a wagon being pulled by horses. It's just walking.
I can
If I
do
may
that.
ask, Kingsley, why us in particular? We are relatively new here, and while we have successfully done a few things, we're not very well heard of. Well, I guess what's the word? Not
It
like
means no one will miss us if we die.
yeah, I mean that too. But I just want to ask Kingsley, why us? Is it just because we're the ones who have been traveling with you and recently?
What? Oh no, you're still alive. You're
I mean,
Well,
people who follow your profession either do one of two things. They either die or they don't. And if they don't, it means that, they either have fortune or skill. Either of those is useful for doing things.
Well, we obviously have skill, right? Right, guys?
Great
I
amounts of skill. Great
also
amounts
heard
of
it suggested that they might just have a GM waiting for them to become more invested before he kills them.
Still great amounts of skill.
But, you know, I mean, as I said, we should talk to the keep and form an alliance and get as many able sellswords as possible involved in the pursuit of this. I mean, it's all well and good to fight orcs or goblins, God forbid, go up against Goliaths or Titans or things of such nature, but, you know, they are on the periphery for the most part. These others are within.
You
You
make
think
a
there's
good
more than
point
one?
about level up.
You say that though you feel that there's more than one ethereal monster inhabiting the keep.
What? No.
Well,
Did I?
within the valley.
No,
But they could be.
undead creatures. I've heard tell of other undead. And yes, I heard that you came across an undead recently as well, near the broken obelisk.
Indeed.
And that would be the head and finger lying on the ground.
The what?
The head and finger
No.
lying on the ground.
Indeed.
The broken
It looks
obelisk.
called an obelisk, but it doesn't seem to be an obelisk because it has no runes.
Well, everyone calls it the broken obelisk, so the broken obelisk.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that thing.
Yep.
Indeed.
Obviously, when we reach
called
Sunburton
it a head
2,
and
we would
finger?
like a day or two to run some errands of our own.
Of course. I mean, getting any task force assembled, I mean, God forbid, getting the garrison on board for anything such as this, we probably have to petition old Castellan himself and get him off his fat ass. But, you know, that would probably take some time, so who knows how long you would have to run your own errands or do whatever it is that you need to do, and by all means. But if we could establish such an endeavour, I would heartily recommend you for it because, well, yes, you are expendable, but you are still alive, which means that you are alive expendable, which is better than the other kind.
One of us
Thanks
may
for the
not
vote
be
of
alive
confidence.
Thank you.
after a few days in Sunburton. Isn't that right, Mark?
Yes. Absolutely.
Look, I'm all down for this being happening, but it seems this is. But actually, no. I'll wait to talk about this with actually the party rather than in front of Kingsley.
Sure, you will find plenty of time on the road to talk amongst yourselves without Kingsley overhearing, because you don't have to be in earshot of him as you are walking along. So if you wish to discuss things, feel free.
Cool. I mean, like, I agree it needs to be done, but like, are we really the best people for the job?
I mean,
Let's give it a go.
Who are you going to call? Seagrail. I would have liked to have said
Who
that.
are you gonna call?
But I didn't.
I don't know. I mean, do we really need to be involved in this?
I think so.
Why?
Because they're undead and we're adventurous.
That's right.
Because they might have old stuff we can sell to afford to level up.
So meta.
No, because Mark wants to rid the world of undead. I don't know. They seem bad.
But
Wow,
you
the
guys, I'm
backstory
just
is
asking the
blinding
question.
Well, I want to be more human. That's then undead don't seem.
Oh, I
like
can
a good
help
thing.
you be more human. I just need to cut the half orc out of you.
Yeah, nah. So, shall we just continue traveling?
Oh yeah.
See where
Well,
Kingsley
I mean,
takes
we're
us?
not going to stop.
No,
Well,
you're
we're going to
stopping.
stop at the keep
Lacrima Keep,
anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
And
can at
you'll
least,
stop over-
find
you'll
out more
stop
information.
overnight. You'll stop overnight.
Well, I
between
believe
Silvermont-
when we left, they were planning to send notice to Summerton. Anyway.
I vote no to the offer.
Oh, we're taking a vote now, are we?
I assumed we'd just end up doing something.
I think we should.
Doing something.
At the very least, we should talk to the abbot and see what and see if he's any insight into the situation. Because he may know something about the history.
All right.
And possibly the garrison may have dealt with something like this before. Or at least...
You saved my life. I'm malleable. I'm happy to come along in the plan.
Sure, you will stop overnight between Silvermont and Lacrima Keep as well. Because it will be 2 days to get to Lacrima Keep. And then 2 days
Are
from
we
Lacrima
just
Keep
going
to
to
Summerton.
camp on the road, or are we
Yeah,
heading
yeah,
towards
just-
Andrel first?
No, you'll be just off the road. I mean, you have a look at how far it is from the road to Andrel Forest. That's a good.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
way.
It's a couple of days.
So you'll just probably be about 100 yards or so off the road. Maybe not even that far. Maybe just 50. Just set up a little camp overnight, and it is expected that the 6 of you will watch, and the 2 halflings will rest, because that's what you guys, other than Nodgrim, is being paid.
That's what we're being paid for.
Yep. Same watch order as last time.
Yeah.
I guess we can keep it the same. No reason not to. So what happens on my watch, Grail?
Sure, okay, because you asked. On your watch, the wind starts to pick up, gets a little bit cool, bit dusty in the air, and then your watch passes.
Excellent.
Like a kidney stone, or
Like a particularly bad MRE.
uh, so we got to spend a while opening the tin first.
Yep. But the morning will arrive and nothing bad happened.
Excellent. That's a nice change.
Kingsley and his companion will pack up their bits and pieces. They'll get the wagon hitched back up to the steeds, and
We should mark off a ration, shouldn't we?
you should, yes, and head on off to Lacrima Keep. Unless you are doing anything in particular on the day or wish to strike up any more conversation, the day will pass pretty much without event, and you will reach Lacrima Keep as dusk is beginning to fall. Did you wish to do
Okay.
anything during the day?
Is anyone using any of the rations I have?
I used one of my own.
Yeah, just use one of my own.
Likewise.
It's best to use the fresh ones first if you can.
Oh, that's true, I guess.
I don't
Why-
have
How many do you
SI
have?
rations.
I have trail rations. Who has fresh ones?
I have. Well, up until today, I had 10 fresh ones. So if you want to use them, go for it.
Yep,
Oh, we
use
might
them instead.
use them instead.
And then we've got
They'll
the
always be
trail
optional.
rations remaining. Yep, for sure.
Okay, so
Have to
that's
share when it gets desperate.
Yeah, you
I'm not eating the poison grain from Lauderin. I just want
Sure.
that.
Okay, so
Last
have
time you
five.
were,
I'll
last time
have a
you were at
fresh one.
Lacrima Keep, if you recall, there was considerable work still being done, even though it had, for the most part, been called off. There was still scaffolding all around the keep as it was trying to be repaired. Lacrima Keep, being not a town, but basically a work site. It does not have a garrison. It's basically considered a hamlet, more like just a tent city around it with a few semi-permanent lean-tos, etc. The largest of which is the bar of Barliff the barkeeper.
Nice.
Doing well for himself.
Oof. He's lost a bit off the top.
But he makes up for it down below.
You look like a man with good ale.
His ale was not too bad. The place was run by Foreman Andrus,
Mm-hmm.
who reported back to the Baron Castellan, or Lord Barris Castellan, sorry, not the Baron, Lord Barris Castellan, or at least chain of command up to him in getting the Creamer Keep repaired, and he did not want to stop repair work even after what you had said, but it looks that now some of the scaffolding has in fact been pulled down.
Because they've completed their work.
No, they have not. The tents and that were around the keep seem to be fewer in number. The lean-tos are still there, including bar lifts, and the foreman's residence is still there, but there does not appear to be any work being done whatsoever on the keep at all. There are no people walking around or doing any work. It seems to almost be, for want of a better term, a ghost hamlet.
Suspicious.
But Jing. I think less suspicious and more who want to work with the thing that even those quasi-successful adventurers couldn't handle.
Well, if you recall, 3 people had been slain by it up until the point where you encountered it. And not slain in particularly nice ways.
Hey, Abbot Forsyth, or Foreman Andrus rather, how many people are dead now?
Well, you can find the abbot if you wish.
Foreman. Well, whoever I come across first.
So you will not find the foreman that easily. You will find Barliff, and the abbot is actually in the bar with him. Abbot Forsyth.
I will make
Large
eye
of
contact
belly,
with him.
bald of head, brown of robe.
When I have his eyes locked on mine, I will then start to open my mouth, and as he shakes his head, no, don't do it, I will say, "Hey, Abbot!"
Abbot.
Ah, you're back again.
Well, it
Greetings,
worked out
Abbot.
so well for us last time.
Olive?
You weren't here that long ago. It was probably, what, a little over a week.
A week, yeah.
And yet, in that time, we've learnt so little.
Thank you for your hospitality, Abbot.
Well, bar really,
And you picked up a dwarf on the way. I don't recall you had a dwarf last time, did you? Anyway.
Well...
I am a worshipper of the gods.
Now either.
Very good. How was your trip to Androshell? Did you accomplish all that you needed to do? Was the challenge that you sought suitable?
Yes, we found a dwarf and he has eaten a small sausage.
And we may have slain a few monsters. We have...
That as well.
We may have not slain them all, but we have certainly kept them in check for the time being.
You recognise around the abbot's neck, Nodgrim, that he bears religious iconography of the religions of sufferance, particularly the Church of the Bowed Head.
And what does that mean?
Did you read the religious document?
I did, sort of. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I mostly read the bits that applied to my character.
They're the guys that believe in basically deference. Not quite the right word, but like basically pray to the gods, make sure they're not pissed at you, because otherwise you'll die. Or
sorry, I meant
okay.
Yeah, sorry, I meant
Keep your heads down, don't get noticed.
Sorry, I meant not.
Now, is that evil or neutral?
I meant not sufferance, submission. Sorry, the religions of submission. And
okay.
Okay.
They believe in taking it from the gods.
No, the religions of submission believe that everything is a test, that you have to basically submit to the gods, because what they do and the harsh penalties they apply.
The pain they deal out is just what you're meant to experience.
Yes, that is
See if you're
the
worthy.
lot of the life that you live,
Yep.
and that depending upon how well you acquiesce to those challenges and to those hardships is how well you will do later on.
Mm-hmm. Do not agree.
Yeah, well, I'm most.
I won't say well and disagree, but I'd rather have a drink.
What's the most popular popular religion per se?
Probably the religions of sufferance are the most popular generally across the lands, but here in the valley it's kind of a smattering. The valley is right on the edge of the wild, so there is a little bit more of it's a little bit more open, and those religions such as Defiance, etc., which tend to be a little bit more taboo in the larger locations, because, you know, if you defy the gods, oh, don't do that, because the religions of Defiance don't even really believe that they are gods truly. But out here, it's like you get away with a lot more type stuff, so you found pretty much indications of everything out here. You've even found indication of the religions of madness, which are pretty out there.
Pretty
I don't know
full.
what you're talking about.
Great.
Another rail.
The religions of madness, believing that there is no hope, and kind of sends everyone crazy.
Yeah. Okay,
It's
cool. That's good to know.
It's
Again,
like
my character
playing
personally
Cthulhu and
doesn't
reading
give a
the
shit.
books. But yes,
We'll be fine, sons.
Sorry, back to
So-
the topic.
Does the abbot think that maybe he could bless our weapons and then we could go fight the thing?
what?
Just our weapons had no effect last time.
Oh, I could try blessing them, but I'm not a
Mm.
priest. I'm just
Yeah.
a scholar who is a part of something bigger than myself.
Hmm.
But- You mentioned you're a scholar. Is there anything you can tell us about the history of the keep?
Yes,
Is there
I
any
told you this
insight you
last
can
time
offer?
you were here, if you remember.
Yeah.
Hmm. Did perchance anybody watch a cassette tape?
If you like that movie so much,
I've never seen it.
why don't you put a ring on it?
No!
So the keeps, all of them across the valley, were keeps of the Knights Vigilant, but that order has long since disappeared. Why they disappeared, no one really knows.
Mayhap one day a urchin will grow strong, mighty, intelligent, and reform the order, bringing peace to all of this land and forgetting those jerks he originally adventured with.
Maybe. I think
I doubt
more. I think it's more a case of really that they just struggled to find members, and they grew old and they died, and their keeps one by one fell into disrepair. Who knows? It's a bit of a mystery. There's very little.
Which is weird, because our members are not that hard to find. But please continue.
I see.
Maybe they had high. Maybe they had more high criteria than the average adventurer.
But work here has ceased, and Foreman Andrus has actually left and returned to Sumberton. He left but a couple days ago.
Oh wow, you gave it that easily.
No, he's requesting further assistance. He hasn't given up. The Lord Castellane has, well, at least they are insisting that the keep is rebuilt because they wish to position troops here.
We are happy to assist, but what exactly was the incentive for this mission?
Weren't
What
we going to
mission?
just go back to town and tell them that there was this thing that we couldn't touch?
Mm.
That was
Oh,
a-
yeah.
That was what they already had kind of said. Was what he told them to say anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, so he has returned to Sumberton. After your encounter with the creature within,
Yeah.
there has been another death, unfortunately. Someone was
Did
within
they keep working on it?
No, someone went in, I think, after they'd had a few too many ales from within here.
Darwinism
Right.
at work.
So
That is
Sounds like a dwarf.
the gates to the keep have been closed, and since that unfortunate event, and no one has re-entered. It is not possible now to gain entrance to the keep, drunk
That is good.
or not. And work has ceased. Many of the workers here, they only get paid when they work, so they have left to seek employment elsewhere. If Andrus does return with assistance or whatever to try to remove the curse upon the keep, then perhaps they will return. Who knows?
Hmm. Well, perhaps we should go. Well, once we're in Summerton, we shall see how his petition for assistance has gone.
Well, he will seek to petition Lord Castellane himself. He will probably seek an audience with him at his residence. So unless you can somehow manage to gain an audience as well, who knows? But if you have any contacts within the keep, maybe they would know.
Dude, maybe they would.
Anyway,
There is one way to find out.
Yeah,
Let
yes,
me-
all our contacts.
let me buy you all a round of Barliff's finest.
And
Oh,
and a bowl
how
of
very
your
generous of
excellent
you. Thank you.
barley stew for me, please.
That seems
course.
fair.
I will pass as normal, but I will thank him for the offer.
Barliff has wine, says the abbot.
You'll be
Well,
most impolite to remove
take
me such
what he's
such.
offering.
I will say I'll have a glass. I guess they probably don't have glasses here, do they?
It's a cold press of the wild grapes grown on the yellow glaciers of the east.
So it's a cold wine? So he's drinking the wine from the yellow snow. Just chucking that out there.
Love the yellow snow. Americans always say, not the American. No, yellow.
So he will get a
Yeah.
small bottle out and pour you a glass of wine, which is
Excellent.
red, not yellow.
Excellent.
That's always
but
good.
the rest of you
Oh,
can
it's a
get
good
an ale.
start.
The rest of you can get an ale, which is quite nice. And yes, some of the barley stew.
Yeah, excellent.
Unless you are doing anything in particular, are you interested in doing anything in particular in Lacrima Keep? Do you wish to continue probing for more information from the abbot? He will ask you about what happened in Androshell. He is curious. He is his religious views notwithstanding.
Well, who did
right.
who did
Neo.
our glorious recap for the guy in Silvermont before? For Harushio? Haruo?
Haruo?
Harino,
Alright.
yeah.
I inquire as to if they have a bath.
Well, not a bath per se, but we could find something for you.
Something
That
will
would be
help him
fantastic.
kill
I
the
would be
worms.
happy to make it worth your while.
Kill her worms. I'll be back in a minute.
Sure.
Did we hand all the heads in at Silvermont?
Yes, you
Yes,
turned
we
into
did.
the heads
Yeah,
of
we did.
Silvermont.
Good.
Sure, they will manage to get some coppers of water boiled and poured into a large half barrel that you can soak yourself in.
That'll do.
Cool. Or warm, as it is.
The dwarf is concerned.
You will find that if you are, as you are regaling the abbot and Barliff, the barkeep, of your tales at Androshell, the bar will swell significantly with pretty much everyone who is left in the hamlet around the Creamer King, which is about 20 odd people who are quite eager and keen to hear the tales that you spin.
Sweet.
The dwarf is still there.
Something interesting.
You will find that as you spin your tales, that if not Barliff, if not the abbot, one or two of the other residents here will actually continue to pay for your drinks for the rest of the night.
Oh, how kind.
And slightly suspicious.
Why suspicious?
Yeah.
Because something nice is happening?
There's a bunch of guys who've been basically stood down and got nothing else to do. Well, I think they could. They obviously want some entertainment.
So how can
Yeah.
they afford...
We should
the
stay in
drink?
rooms nearby, just
You
in
know,
case.
they might not have just drunk it all away on the day, on payday.
Because Barliff's prices might be cheap.
Mm,
We're telling
I
you
still don't
the
trust
story
it.
of how this guy's friend died.
Hey, I've been really good with that all evening. Don't trigger me.
Do we want to check out the keep at any point?
I mean, no.
No, not really. I mean, we've
Not
clearly
that I haven't
established
seen
that.
it.
I
Our
think
weapons
Nodgrim should go and have a reconnaissance.
I'm thinking that's not the best course of action.
I think the best course of action is to nuke it from orbit, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Sadly, they might
definitely
want
the
it
best
attacked
course.
and not radioactive. It's a bit of a pain.
If someone else goes first, I can
inconvenient.
heal you afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to do hit point damage. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
I think she's going
And
to do
I'm the
most
meta
death
one.
damage. Just throwing it out there.
It was a hair-raising experience.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It filled me with unease.
We were lucky to escape with it with our
Yeah,
lives, I
maybe.
suspect.
And
Again, I never said anything about going in.
because you're new to the group, Nodgrim, and you weren't here last time, the abbot will fill you in with basically what has happened here in the past. Before your companions came through, within about a week or so, 3 members had ventured into the keep after nightfall and had met a very nasty end. The latest one, one of them they never found the body of. It just completely disappeared, a serving girl.
It was her.
But one of them was found and was shown to the group, and it was basically a wasted husk of a corpse that seemed to have been completely drained of all fluid. It was basically desiccated. The skin was worn and
Nice.
leathery and papery, kind of like texture. The face was sunken. The eyes were basically completely gone, and it just looked like a skeleton covered in leathery, papery skin that was like very dark and brown and aged considerably, and that was of a victim from the previous night.
Where was the serving girl
Nice.
supposed to be when she went missing?
Where was she meant to be?
Yeah, like, was there like a specific room that she was meant to be cleaning, or someone?
No,
supposed
she
to be
was
serving?
taking refreshments into the workers.
So anywhere they're working. on
She
stuff.
was actually working at the time
Mm.
because they were still doing work inside the keep at that time, and that was pretty much, when they stopped doing work in the keep when she went missing. And then your companions, he will tell you, went in to try and find it, and after a couple nights had an encounter and had to flee the scene. Thankfully, though, they didn't lose anyone.
Yeah.
Well,
And what
like
was
good
that
fortune,
all
if nothing
about?
else.
What was what all about?
Yeah,
sorry?
that was us. We fled.
Yeah.
The whole having to flee the scene.
I mean,
Well-
we tried to hit her with weapons, that didn't work. We tried to hit her with spells, didn't work.
Fire.
Tried to channel your divine power, also
I tried
didn't work.
to channel my divine power. No. And she was really creepy. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, creep factor was high.
We feel like our life force would have been drained from us.
I kept saying no, but she wanted bad touch.
Interesting. Very interesting.
To be fair, Mark, it is possible that you would have more success turning her if you promised your gods to never bother them again. I'm saying you have very low charisma.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then, yes, but a couple nights ago, someone got drunk and from here and wandered into the keep, and we heard a scream. And in the morning, because no one dared go in at night time, in the morning we found his corpse, much like the others. And at that time was when Andrus left for Sumberton, and the gates were closed and work has ceased.
This isn't a nice place.
To be fair, if it wasn't for the spirit or whatever it is, it probably would be.
Well, yes.
Anyway, I'm going to go to bed.
You can find somewhere to sleep.
Mark or you?
Mark.
Okay.
So, very much, yep, you can all find somewhere to sleep. Again, there is no
So
real...
we're not going to check out the keep tonight.
It's up to you. If you want to, you can.
I think Nodgrim should explore it.
If there's a
And whoever wants
motel,
to go
I'm
with
availing myself of it.
You want to go in, did you say, Nodgrim?
Oh yes, absolutely. If there's a nice place to sleep, I want to avail myself of it.
Oh, so not go into the keep.
Yes, go into the keep.
He
Wherever
wants
is
to
nice and
sleep
cozy. Yes, I want nice and cozy.
Have you been
He
listening?
has heard. Yeah, he's heard that if he spends the whole night in the keep, then he gets to keep it and gets 1,000,000 gold.
That's not quite what I've heard.
The keep being rebuilt because it is a ruin?
Where's everyone else sleeping?
In the lean-tos.
In
In the
the
bar.
tents, in the lean-tos?
Yep.
All right, I'll join them too. You guys have got to step up the quality.
The quality of memes or the quality of sleeping arrangements?
Quality of sleeping arrangements.
Like, so what, we have to buy like a traveler's wagon or something?
I think it's the wrong edition for Liam and Hart.
Alright, if you aren't going into the keep because I can't coerce you in any way, shape or form, again, morning will dawn, and you can head off towards Summerton. It will take you 2 days of travel to get to Summerton, and you're back in the city. Unless you want to do anything else, we'll just...
I don't have anything particularly
We'll just Batman
interesting.
it forward.
Ooh.
I don't think there's much we want to do on the way. It seems like everything's happening in Summerton. We need to get back to Summerton for stuff to start happening again. So
I mean, we can make some conversation with the merchants, see if anything interesting else has happened around the valley. That's pretty much it.
well, they've only been where we've been, so
Wow.
it's
For this run, there's a couple of days where we split off.
So how many rations did we use getting
Here
here?
too.
Alright, I'll deduct that.
do we
And
use
I'll-
all the fresh rations then, or what?
You
We've
can
got 3
probably-
fresh rations left. We can.
I'm
Canel
not-
will
Do something with
not
that.
continue from
Okay.
Lacrima Keep to Summerton. Canel will stay at Lacrima Keep.
It was nice knowing him.
So you are in Summerton now, but when you get here, it is blowing a bit. The wind is picking up. The warm days have turned to a bit overcast. It's a bit cool, but the city moves on. People are moving through the streets. You need to take Kingsley to the Chicane Guild House, where you will each be paid 10 gold for your escort duties.
Which number is that?
Number 9, where I am pinging.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Nodgrim, you will not be paid that 10 gold.
No, that's
We
fine.
should probably get you added to the list if you're planning to stay with
But-
us.
Or we
Indeed.
could see how much the alchemist offer for him and Mark.
I think he's not as interested in Nogrim.
I don't think that was really sort of the deal that we'd struck out. You know, I was happy to miss out on this particular sort of event, but
But
not
definitely-
quite turned in.
Definitely, Kingsley will get Nodgrim added to the Chicane.
I'd like to go with you to have my name.
Yeah, he'll get him put on the ledger so that he can earn coin working charters for the guild. The city is yours, figuratively. What is it you want to do? Oh, before you do leave, Kingsley, he will say that I will, after the discussions at Lacrima Keep, I definitely will petition to get this task force created to see what can be done about the undead menace that's plaguing the valley, and obviously you're at the forefront, so I will put your names forward.
Why, thank you.
Are we
make your own
going to
inquiries.
just do this? Okay, sure.
Well,
What the hell? Let's do it.
I want to go talk to the priest who walks along Pious Way healing people. Maybe he knows how to deal with ethereal creatures of doom.
Kingsley will tell you, Lensa, look, it will take some time to get this up and going, so if it does get any traction at all, if you do not wish to undertake it because the thought of the undead freezes the marrow in your bones, and well it should because it does mine, then I'm sure no one would hold it against you.
So the bells ringing in the background are just for scenery
Yes.
and not necessarily something to be concerned about.
No, it's all
They're
background
not
music.
calling for anybody.
We're not under attack, or at least not yet anyway.
Yes. There are no random screams.
Right, so Mark wanted to go to Pious Way, did you?
Yes, but sorry, what time is it in Somerton? Like what time?
So you would have gotten here probably about midday, give or take.
Very well. Yes, Pious Way. Although, since the way we come into town, it might be better to go to the Alchemist first.
Well, I'd be interested in seeing, I think, Eli, Purveyor of Wonders, could possibly have something that might help us.
So you can see
Yes.
it's not a
Should
particularly...
we maybe speak to the garrison first? They may have experience in actually dealing with this stuff before.
Yeah, we should talk to Sarge. If nothing else, he might know what's going on with the petitioning and the foreman. He might have heard something.
Alright.
Again, finding the foreman isn't going to be
Actually,
too easy.
if we split up, we can cover more ground.
Yes,
You guys
let us
talk.
do that.
Someone should
Mark,
go
you
with
head
Mark and
back
Tessie
to the
around.
keep.
Alright, I will ask you each what you are intending to do. By the way, Brian, because this is Nodgrim, well, Nodgrim probably has been here before, I would assume he has, but you can see there is, down the bottom, the legend to mark out what each of the keyed areas are. If you wish to
Yep.
ask me a question about anything, feel free to do so. If you want to go somewhere, feel free to let me know. Whilst you are reading that, I'll ask each person
Yeah,
what they
just
are
give me a second to
what they are
review.
intending to do. Mark, you wanted to go to Pious Way, did you?
Yes, I do.
Alright. Let me write all these down.
I'll be going to the garrison with anyone else who wants to join me.
Alright.
I'll
seeing
go
what-
with
what
Mark
their
to
situation is.
not sell him, but if he
Lenza.
gets stabbed, dies, to sell
the
him then.
keep.
I'll go to the
Jaquan-
garrison as well.
Jaquan is going with Mark. Hypatia is going with Lenza. Keridwen, I guess, will just go to the Sly Wink. And
I want to go to the best blacksmith in town to see if he can offer me a slightly better weapon than what I have.
So blacksmiths don't make weapons. You need a weaponsmith.
Weaponsmith then.
But, is Durex blade at 11 Durex's blades a weaponsmith or a mercenary?
A weaponsmith, and he is a dwarven weaponsmith at that.
Oh, that sounds perfect for me. And number 11 is what I wanted
So
to do.
you have actually been there before. I believe someone went there before and had a bit of a question. So yes, if you wish to go to there, Nodgrim, feel free.
I would.
Does
Alright.
somebody want to research the efficacy of silver weaponry against ghosts and see if they can make us one?
I'm gonna talk to the guy at Pious Way. He might know stuff.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Does he know stuff? Let's find out.
Alright, so you are going down to Pious Way and you want to find, I believe the one is Kindly Ollery.
Yes, kindly Ollery.
I believe is it him or... Yes, it might be him.
We haven't seen him before.
Yep,
But we
Kindly
heard
Ollery
about him.
is...
He's a kind dude who heals people.
Yeah, he wanders up and down and he will offer healing to anyone who wants it.
I will shout J'accuse as we meet him. Clearly him starting the undead plague.
Oh no.
Alright, you will find him. He is a priest of the religion of nobility.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Nobility
In
is okay.
particular, the
One
order,
of the few good ones.
in particular, the Order of Heart.
Oh, go planet.
He is a middle-aged man. He is slightly put off when he sees you approaching, but then he will.
Then he opens his heart.
Then he opens his heart and he lets you in. My child,
Such noblesse.
my child, and my other child. What can I do for you?
I have questions about undead, vile undead, and ways to destroy them. And then I'll describe the pale, blonde-haired, undead...
Maybe not do it on the open street, but
Mark doesn't have any tact. And people should know.
don't scare the
voices.
peasants.
I mean, free journalists.
Listen to Mark
Okay.
James Holden.
People
You're
have
not
the
there,
right to
Lenzo.
know,
If
okay?
he wishes to, if he
Yeah, I'm not
wishes
there.
to-
Sorry, I apologize.
He has a
Never
charisma-
go full Holden.
He has a charisma of 3. Remember, this is why he has a charisma of 3.
Well, I mean, it's not the only reason.
Well, you know, it's
The glowing red eyes. I described the
Oh, that face.
hallowed touch.
it's partially why. And
The fact that
Weapons
his
seem to have
buttocks
no
are
effect.
obviously asymmetrical.
he will actually ask you to return to his small but, you know, very private shrine where he can discuss further.
Can I run outside?
Yeah, sure.
No, of course
You're-
I'm gonna.
You're allowed to enter. Any can enter.
If I hear any screams, I'll come running.
Can
You're a
I
long way
check
away.
out?
They're at 22 now. You're at 11.
No,
Right.
we're at 22.
Down to the bottom, you can see I'm pinging it.
Oh, yep.
That is his little shrine there. Yes. And
Right
just
near the
back-
Pious Way.
Yep. All the churches pretty much are down there.
Really stanky nails.
So, undead.
Mm-hmm.
You wish to engage them in...
Unholy combat training.
Yeah.
You wish to eradicate them from the lands.
Well, or there's one at the Chimera Keep.
Lacrima Keep, is there?
Yeah.
I had
And-
heard rumour that there was a curse upon the keep. Rumours going back some time, but no one ever knew what it was.
People are dying.
A spirit, there are deaths. Then trying to eradicate it is a noble endeavour indeed. You are after assistance or just knowledge to forearm yourself with?
Knowledge and perhaps assistance if we're able to do it, but I don't think we are
Do you know
so
what
blessed
kind of
yet.
Do you know what kind of spirit it is that you are facing?
I do not. Glowing red eyes, rictus appearance, or
It was bad.
desiccated appearance.
Strength and conviction in the gods can bind their ethereal form and drive it or away or even destroy it. It is possible, depending upon what spirit it was that you faced. Of course, the gods being fickle are not always want to provide such powers at the best of times. So
I
It
did
is
try
all-
to call upon the gods, but
It is also possible that Mark, rather than binding the spirit, gave it spiritual diarrhea instead. So unappealing is he.
I see that you are a doubter, are you?
I do not doubt the power of the gods at all. Anyone can see their capriciousness and mighty, mighty power.
You doubt the devotion and the capacity to channel their powers in your friend.
I just generally doubt my friend's capacities.
Is it
Tough.
because you believe him to be more in touch with his more base and degenerative side than the noble heart of humanity?
I think he is only half tainted. That's what you.
Nice.
You can respond to this.
50% taint is 100% Tate.
To answer your questions, then yes, there are ways to fight such creatures. Magic, of course, is the most powerful weapon against them. But divinity can work as well. Cold steel, for the most part, unless it is empowered by some other force, will do nothing but meet you an early grave.
Is there?
less steel so that it be used against the undead?
Perhaps you have heard of something at Paul Tennyson's Curiosity that might merely look like a crappy old longsword, but is in fact by birthright.
Or someone else's?
No, mine.
Everyone's birthright.
As the one destined to reform the Knights of Vigilance, I think that is clearly my birthright.
Poor Tennyson. They sell trinkets and balms and combs to untie your knots from your hair.
Ah. Well, I am lacking things in those slots, so mayhap we will go there later.
If there is such a creature at the Creamer Keep, and I have absolutely no reason to doubt that there is, I hold your word fully trustworthy in this matter, and it
But
does.
you
it
should
does-
hold mine.
Thank you.
I can see that you are.
You stop
both-
insulting the walk for like 2 seconds.
I can see that you are both, in your own ways, dedicated to seeing this evil eradicated.
Yes.
I could potentially offer you something to assist you. It will take me some time to find. I think I have it here. If you return on the morrow, I may have something for you.
Excellent. We'll go check if there are other things that may help us in our...
But we shall return, have no worry.
Return at dusk tomorrow, when my ministrations are done and my sermons are over. I should have something hopefully for you, assuming I can find it. I believe I know where it is, and I believe I know what it is. It may be of use. It is not a weapon, nor it is of great power, but it is of use in this situation.
To the
Excellent.
south.
We're all gonna die.
It's a book that tells us when to run.
All
Which
right,
shows pictures of how close it
Nodgrim,
is
you
to
want
you.
to go to Durik's Blades?
And Red Door Antiques is where I should go.
Yes.
To that sort.
Yes, I do.
Alright,
That's where I've been direct.
so Durex Blade is up to the northwest. Can you see where I'm pinging?
Yes.
You can see that?
11. Yep.
Number 11, yep. Alright. So, Durex Blades is a large, well-maintained shop. It has it has a number of weapon dummies out the front of it. There are axes, there are swords, there are a few spears. It seems to be predominantly bladed weapons, like if you took bladed weapons as your weapons of choice, but there are also a few clubs or maces and hammers, etc. scattered out. They look to be of fine make. There are 2 guards at the door. They will look you up and down as you approach. They are both dwarves.
I'm wearing mail and a battle axe.
Yep, they are both dwarves. They will look you up and down. They will grunt to each other as you approach. They won't seem to accost you in any way, shape or form. You can enter freely.
Okay.
There is a few weapons on the walls within, and there is a couple dwarves moving about. One dwarf in particular who seems to hold sway within. An elderly dwarf, dark beard, but it is showing tints of white and grey flecked throughout. He seems to be quite burly, and he has arms like tree trunks. And he will look up at you as you approach. Ah, good, kin. I hate it when non-dwarves come in here. What can I do for you?
I don't have much to offer, but I'm looking for quality items.
Well, those two phrases
dagger
go well together.
Or an axe. No, they don't, but we might be able to put something together.
So what is it you are after? A dagger or an axe, you said?
Most particularly
A dagger axe.
an axe.
You have
Because
an axe?
you just know who I am. I do. One that I made by my own hand.
Well,
But
there is no weapon greater than that which you make yourself.
and I agree with you. But times have been tough recently, and I wish to make sure I come out the other end of this. I owe these people my life, and I am bound to them, and I need to make sure I'm ready.
I make only the finest quality weapons. What is it that you are interested in? An axe? We have axes. Many fine axes. I can make an axe to order, specifically for you.
A battle axe.
Fine.
That is what I'm most looking for.
Now this is out of character here to you, Brian. You are after a magic weapon, aren't you?
No, just something better than +0. So if magic's what's required, then yes.
So you will not be able to purchase magic weapons like it is 3rd edition or later. There is no economy for those kind of weapons. They are worth fortunes.
But isn't there like masterwork?
Nope.
Ooh, ugly.
There is.
Why do you think I want to go through the junk shops and buy the Sword of Kings?
That's right. Your very own birthright for 1999.
I might.
Hey, it comes with a foot of land in Scotland.
Hey, when I say there is no masterwork, I might, if you threw enough money at it and got a particularly well...
Like, is 29 GP enough money?
if you were to throw enough money at it and you were to wait time and you were to get someone to craft a weapon specifically for you and a particularly well-known possibly even famous and exceptionally skilled master at their craft. This dwarf may be one. You'd have to have a good look at his work. I might be able to give you a non-magical bonus to something. Absolutely. Would 29 gold pieces be able to achieve that?
No.
Well, we can return to character and you can find out.
So,
Yeah, but
so can I look at some of his work and see what he's done?
You can.
Because I'm a blacksmith myself, so I've got some idea of quality.
Yep. And you can start having a look at his work, which covers the walls. And he will wander up behind you quietly, but his presence is clearly felt. And the craftsmanship, it looks good. Does it look great? No, it doesn't. It looks good. It looks serviceable. It looks like the kind of weapon you would buy out of the normal price list.
I will thank him for his time, and I will exit stage left.
As
And
you are
figure out
leaving,
where
he puts
everyone
his
else is going.
hand on your shoulder, and it is a firm, strong grip. You do realize, my good kin, that this, if you have ever dealt with weaponsmiths before, other than your good self, who is probably a very skilled amateur, this is what we sell to the masses. If you want a good weapon, because you are kin, as I said, we can make one crafted to you.
Well, what exactly are we talking about here then? I'm not
He does explain
particularly.
that.
It'll fit in the hand.
I'm not particularly funded at the moment, but I'm happy to give you all I have as a down payment on the weapon.
Very good.
If I was
You
there,
want-
I'd suggest that you could make your own using his facilities if you reckon you could do a better job.
You're not. Go away.
I know.
If you want, we can test you for weight, for reach, for leverage, for position of fulcrum, and we can create for you the perfect axe. There is a science to weaponsmithing, boy.
Well, you have my attention now, and I'm happy to provide you whatever is required to obtain that.
If you want the finest axe that can be made, we can do that. But it will take time, because it is science and art merged together to form the perfect weapon for you.
I understand. Tell me what I need to do.
I do not have any specific projects on at the moment, so I could start this tomorrow. It would take probably 2 weeks to make, and would cost you 300 gold.
That's actually reasonable.
That is reasonable. I have 29 at the moment. May I provide and provide the remainder on the delivery of the weapon.
I've got a better idea for you. You look like a handy warrior.
Ooh, side quest.
It has been said.
You look like you can handle an axe. And
That
you
I
look
can.
like you have
That
been in a scrape or two.
I'm a dwarf.
I need something found within Kirkle reach.
Yes. That doesn't seem unreasonable.
If you can find this item for me, my good kin, the axe is yours.
Well, that seems very reasonable. So, you can provide us any directions?
Kirkle Ridge is just to the south of Summerton. It is a rather large, hilly region. There have been mines within, and there are lots of people who go missing in there every year.
And what exactly are we looking for?
My son went in there last year and never returned. Now, if he was still alive, he would have returned by now. He would have been found, so I am absolutely certain that he is dead. But he bore with him the signet ring of my house, and I would have that returned.
Reasonable.
If
Very
you can
reasonable.
find that signet ring that has been lost for these 12 months, not only will I give you the axe of your dreams, but I will ensure you that you are wealthy beyond measure.
That is very interesting. Let me take it
He's
to my
just offering
companions.
you friendship.
Hey, look!
but they're dwarves. That's not a thing they have. Normally.
True. Good point.
So I return to my friends.
Do
And I'm
you,
like,
are you okay with
Do-
this? He will ask you before you leave. You can't just walk
I
out
just-
after he tells you that.
I need to speak to my friends.
What are you, some kind of person who takes other people into consideration?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that's like.
I hope they're
It-
dwarves, he says.
It sounds reasonable, but I need to speak to my companions. It's only fair.
Very well. Return when you have an answer for me, and then we can get about doing what needs to be done. And my signet ring of my family, hopefully, can be returned.
I go back to the rest of the party.
Well,
Do you
before
want to check what his ring looks like?
Before you do, we had Hypatia and Lenza going to the keep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the name of
Thanks.
your contact at the keep?
Possibly.
Come on, Helen. You know you wrote it down.
Mm.
Helen?
Alan. He's either getting a beer or I'm
Lost
very
Alan.
excited.
Helen? Helen?
Hypatia
he's
has gotten
still
lost
online.
between
Oh,
11
he's
and...
muted.
Yeah. I think he's AFK.
Okay, so do you remember the name, Lenza?
Not a chance, unfortunately.
Okay, that's
Sorry.
better. Let's try that.
Yay!
So Caleb Gamlin is AKA Sarge.
Sergeant Caleb
Hey.
Gamlin. There we go. Indeed it is. Have an extra 20 XP for that.
Woo!
And I'm disappointed that you came back.
Well,
Because I hoped it was a good sign of something. I was hoping it was a good sign of something else.
No, not yet. No signs.
So the keep is, as per normal, quite busy. There are a number of men training in the grounds. There is the notice board out the front for the jobs, and there are a few adventurers around outside. You do notice when you head in that this one is inside talking to the sergeant.
Does that Does the livery and the armor look familiar or look
This
like some sort
is
of ranking officer?
He's one of the Brotherhood.
Brotherhood of the Silver Dagger.
The actual competent and important adventurers in this area of the land.
The heroes
They
of
do
Ran.
resemble that.
Does it look like Krieg?
And he is talking to the sergeant. You're not quite sure about what. By the time that you are within earshot, they are finishing up discussing what they were. Sir Etienne, who is the leader of the Brotherhood of the Silver Dagger, for want of another term, being like they don't really have a leader per se, but he is, I guess, their spiritual leader. Everyone
first
seems to
among
know about
equals?
them. The first
The
among
face.
equals. He turns around and sees you, and he will hail you because you met him on your first night in
Indeed, we did.
Somerton
Indeed.
at the Sly Wink. My friends, how are you?
Real well.
I was just talking to the sergeant. Apparently there are some goings afoot, and I believe you were off at Androshell recently. He mentioned that you had taken a job for up there.
Indeed, we have. We made some. We think there are a few less monsters in those ruins for now, at least.
Ah, good. We were going to take that job ourselves, but we got distracted with something in the Laughing Woods. I'm glad some competent.
Really? Really?
I'm glad some competent adventurers took it on. Anyway, I'm sure you're here to discuss matters of most importance with the sergeant. I shall leave you to it, and he will nod to the sergeant. Hopefully I shall see you all later for a drink or two at the Sly Wink.
Indeed.
Perhaps.
Thank you.
A capital idea.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Indeed, and he'll nod, and then he'll wander off. The sergeant will You have returned from Androshell. Not many do.
Well,
Thank you.
we hope that we are slightly more competent than most of or at least some of the aspiring adventurers that come along here.
Or at least luckier.
Yes, well, that may be true. Still, I will not, write us off completely. Our skills did have a lot to do with it.
Excellent.
Of
There
course.
Talk about the crippled
You're not
goblin.
there, Nodgrim.
I'll stop talking then.
This is while you're at the Blades. Lenza and Hypatia actually had the least to travel. They had to go
Yes.
from 9 to 40. So they only had to go from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
You went all the way over there.
Yep, that's cool.
It's a very, 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 very long walk.
So, you cleared out Androshell then, did you?
As much as we were able to, yes.
Indeed.
Nothing on the surface, at least, is left
Yes.
there.
We fear
Although the warrens underneath still seem to be impenetrable.
perhaps we should try collapse the entrances next time. Next time we'll try bring equipment to do that.
But it's such a good XP farm. Yeah, that wasn't the
Principle of the
character.
thing.
It's a pity then that the ruins are not cleared out, because I cannot in good conscience sign off for the completion of the ledger.
Oh no, of course not.
Well, that is fair.
Anyway, other than that, is it just the two of you that have returned? Did you lose?
No,
companions?
our party, we actually picked up a person.
Oh,
Indeed, there was another party of whom there was one survivor who we managed to rescue. Unfortunately, his comrades were not as lucky. They were taken killed, and in some ways eviscerated by goblins. It's most unfortunate.
well, they're not the first, and will most likely not be the last. What is it that you are here to see me about? If in that case.
So you take lead here with your actual speaking skills.
Sure. So yes, on our way back from the ruins of Andreshell, we stopped in at Silvermont, and is this even relevant?
Hey, wait, why are you talking about?
Actually, sorry. Actually, that's completely relevant. Ignore me. So on the way to ruins of Andreshell, we stopped at the
Calmon's Keep.
Lacrima Keep.
Lacrima Keep, and we encountered a most foul spectre, which seemed to ignore our physical weapons and even the challenge of the divine. We had on our way back from the ruins. We passed through there again and heard that the foreman there was petitioning the castle directly for aid.
Ah. I had heard something about this. The foreman there, what was his name?
Andrus, I believe.
Andrus, yes. I had heard that work on the keep had ceased and that the foreman had returned, stating that there was some curse or some creature within the keep and he was seeking assistance, but I don't know any of the details. So you're saying that it is a spectre?
Yeah, some sort of ethereal creature, which seems impervious to mundane blades, which is, well, in my line of work, that makes life very difficult.
And just the two of you saw this, or all of your group?
All of our group.
The entire group, except our most recent addition. But everyone else will vouch for this.
I'll take this information to the captain, Moore Donegan, and he can decide what to be done. If the creature, as you said, is impervious to mortal weapons, then I fear that any petitioning of Lord Barris Castellan will amount to naught, other than perhaps sending good men to their death. I thank you for this information. It will be very useful to pass on. I would hate to throw good men at such a useless endeavour.
Indeed, and there's more. There was some sort of now, okay, out of character. It was some sort of will save kind of effect.
It chilled you to the bones. She seemed to suck the very life from you, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, indeed. When we got close to, if we got
touch, I felt my essence leech away from me.
Yes, it felt when it turned their attentions to us. It felt like our very life was being drained away. It seems that this is how some of the workers in the keep met their grisly fate.
Then even more, we should not be sending any troops to the keep, and perhaps it is best that the keep was abandoned in its entirety, and any endeavour to try and regain it as a
magical support
garrison would be fraught. Again,
physics,
I thank you for bringing this information to me, and I will take it to the captain, and perhaps we can ensure that no errors in judgment are made. Thank you very much.
Very well.
Not a problem. We're happy to make sure lives are not wasted.
Indeed.
Good day.
Good day, and thank you again. Alright, this being said, you can all at some point in time join back up if you want. Caradron has already gone to the Sly Wink number 37 whilst you were off doing your things, and has obtained accommodation for you.
Ooh, sexy.
I still want to see the alchemist.
I wander down towards that.
All right, so
Very
Mark still
good.
wants to see the alchemist. Are you heading straight there after the pious way by yourself, or are you doing anything? Are you going to meet the group first? It is probably getting just to dusk now.
I guess I'll meet the group first.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are a number of people in the Sly Wink. It is quite a ruckus and noisy place. There is someone off in the corner playing a harp and playing it reasonably well. There is a lot of adventurer type people in here, sell swords, mercenaries, etc. Caradwin has already organised accommodation for you of the type that you want. What kind of accommodation did you want? Do you want common rooms? Do you want a room each?
A room each, thank you.
I'm happy to share a room.
You want twin share?
Even Mark.
Yeah. Twin
Yeah,
share.
share room is fine.
Mark and I have shared rooms before.
Indeed. And donkey kicks.
Yup. We should get a monkey, call him Donkey Kicks, and use him in combat.
If I can get the one next to them, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'll
That's fine.
share.
You can get that. Just bear with me. All right. So
Zelmarro,
it'll be-
did you want in on our room?
Well, if there's an extra bed, why not?
For twin share, it will be 5 silvers. For a room to yourself, it will be 3 silvers.
If I'm the only one sleeping in the room by myself, I'm going in with them. I'll chip in whatever's required.
There are 6 of you. You can get 2 twin share rooms for 5 silvers apiece.
Yep.
Sounds good.
This is fair.
Sure. All right.
Alright.
You can hang out wherever you want to discuss whatever you need. As I said, there are a lot of people down in the common room having drinks, eating meals, telling tales and being rather bawdy. Anything which you say down there is likely to be overheard by anyone who wishes to hear it.
Alright.
They may not wish to hear it, but you never know.
Let's.
Do you guys think we should trade in my 1,000 gold pieces bounty that has been placed on his head?
I've got a better idea. I'm not going to go see the alchemist just because of that. I'm going to go see Athra, the herbalist, instead.
I think you missed the point there, Aaron. I was told that everything we said could be overheard.
I seek out Sir Etienne.
He was trolling you.
Yeah, indeed.
There are no members of the Brotherhood of the Silver Dagger within the Sly Wink at this point in time.
Alright. Well,
But you will find that they do have accommodation booked here. They are currently out somewhere else within the city at this point.
fascinating.
You see, of the people here,
Oh.
Ooh.
Ah, yes, new people. I saw them on the.
Too many pictures.
Yeah, there are quite a few.
they're all the people of the adventurer types that you see that seem to be of, any note.
Ooh. Wizard support. That's who we need. We need a fizzard.
I'm going to pay for a drink for Lady Racine.
Lady Rescinda Benson.
Yep.
Of course you are.
Hey, she's got a pole arm. I know how to handle one of them.
Actually, it's more like a not a knife.
It's more like a sword.
Yeah. It's more like a double-handed weapon. A double weapon.
Just enjoy the innuendo and move on.
You can buy her a drink, sure. They are the adventurer types that are within the Sly Wink at this point in time. Some of them seem to know each other, some of them just mingling. There is yeah, generally. There's a few other people as well, but they just look to be little foot paddy type people. Were you heading straight to the... after you met up and got this stuff sorted, were you headed straight to the Alchemist Mark? Or are you staying in the inn? Are you discussing anything as a group first? And are you doing it in the common area?
I think we should do it in our rooms if we want to discuss things.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Do they have a private room?
You can do it in any of your bedrooms, any of the rooms that you've been given.
Okay.
If you wish to hire a room for a private meal, you can do so. It will cost you 5 silvers.
Were we agreed that newest member of the party still pays for that?
No. If necessary.
Man, it's gonna suck when I die and come with the newest member
I
of
was
the
just
party.
thinking, that is so
I'll
amazing.
pay for it.
You should
Alright.
definitely.
How much will it all up?
Well, for this room, for the private room, it was 5 silvers. Are you talking about paying for the cost of the accommodation as well? That was going to be 5 silvers per twin share, and you were going to get 3. You also
So that's
need
it, that's 6 of
stabling
us.
for your donkeys.
Donkeys.
So we're talking like a couple gold.
Do you have the 2 donkeys?
We do have
Yeah.
donkeys.
Caradron
Mark.
has a donkey.
Is one of them yours?
Yes.
Have you named him?
Yes.
Aw.
Donkey over time.
Uh,
Donkey.
yeah, that's almost as good as mine.
Of course.
Alright.
You should have named him
Stabling.
Badonka Donkey.
The stabling actually costs 5 silvers per animal.
Well, I shall pay for my.
Yeah, I guess
over
the animals are
time.
hard to look after than humans.
Could they share a room?
Donkeys are notoriously antisocial. They don't like
Happy
each other.
days, the dwarf slides the pouch back into his pocket.
Alright. You have the room. Are you
More
getting any,
rooms.
getting any grog?
Yeah, we'll get.
Close.
I'll get Nell to bring up there.
I'm a dwarf.
Sure. For 4 silvers, you can get a gallon of beer. Ugh, that's a lot of beer.
That sounds like a good deal.
Oh, that'll keep me sorted for the evening.
That's
Nice.
So it's Friday night then.
that's a lot of beer. I don't think you're going to need anywhere near that much.
Yeah, it'll probably be really.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Remember, we do have a dwarf.
True. So, so what you're saying, a gallon between us, and then a gallon for the dwarf?
Sure.
And
spend-
can we talk him down on the price?
Spending 1 GP on my.
You can spend
dog.
less than that because you won't need a gallon. You can spend like 5 silver pieces to get ale and alcohol for you for the entire night plus food.
Sounds good.
What if we just rent the beer?
I
that
don't
what we're
think you
doing?
understand the whole concept of renting.
I'm just taking it in a Pratchettian manner.
Giving it back in a different form.
Don't ask where those latrines go.
Anyway, you have your beverages, you have your food, you have your room. You may discuss what you need to discuss.
Excellent.
Alright.
So,
So,
who's going to start?
okay.
I was going to say that half-elf over there in his fancy duds looks like someone who, if we were going to go back to Lacrima Keep, could potentially be helpful.
Indeed, and perhaps that practitioner of magic, because I hear I hear that magic maybe is more effective than on a steel against the undead, or against this type of undead anyway.
As the ancient sages were known to say, less QQ.
Indeed.
So perhaps we could canvass their interest.
Perhaps.
I think that we should go see the alchemist about this vial of
Yeah,
food,
I'll come with you.
or potentially go and see
What's roughly the time?
herbalist.
It's night has now started to fall. It is dusk.
Dusk.
It's possible we'd probably do that tomorrow. Then they're probably closed up currently.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I'm going
Okay.
straight back to my room to rest because I'm a bit mashed up.
No
I'll-
stamina, those dwarves.
I was when I said who's going to go first. I was almost talking about what we actually took, what you guys at, what we all found out today, aka.
Yes. Well, Mark and I have an appointment to go back and probably be murdered tomorrow dusk.
Lovely. That's why.
Well, that sounds productive.
We might be able to share out
We're
the
getting
burden a
help.
little bit.
Getting help from
Are
a
we, Mark? Are we?
kindly cleric. Noble. He's a noble soul.
That is exactly what the cleric murderer would call himself.
True.
Hey, he's not so bad. He tried to cure my hangover once and failed terribly, but hey, I'll give him marks for trying.
Oh,
He's a member of the Order of the Heart. The Heart
Huh?
Collectors.
Isn't that the
I'm
same?
not sure I agree with
who's
his views,
breathing
but
into their
his
mic?
heart's it's in a good place.
Probably Zelmarro. Isn't that the same symbols that are half it I see over there?
maybe. I mean, we're in a private room, so I'm not
You are.
exactly sure.
Oh,
what
well,
you
that I
That
saw
you saw.
earlier.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Athali, if anyone wanted
Yes,
to look at these
I've
back.
got
Yes.
it up, and yes, you are correct. They're both from the Order of the Heart,
Yeah.
Half-elves.
or at least from what we from how they're presenting themselves. They are from the Order of the Heart, but
They're wearing the t-shirts.
yeah, pretty much. Well, the monk, is it a monk or a priest or abbot, whatever, has agreed to help us.
No?
The kindly priest will see what he can do. He thought there was some non-weapon aid that he could offer.
Okay, well, that's better than nothing.
Absolutely.
We'll see which one and how much of our blood it requires.
I'll see what I can do.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, we spoke to the good sergeant, told him of the concerns we have about
The nature of the undead haunting the keep.
They did not seem too willing to send anyone to secure it, more to abandon and.
That appears to be up to us.
Indeed. Well, it certainly appears that we'll need more than still a strong arm to defeat that particular monster.
Indeed.
Perhaps if we were able to weaponize Mark's breath and
Ooh, that's powerful magic, that is.
dark magic too.
Maybe one day.
The breath of mass destruction.
My brother certainly had a powerful breath. Yes.
It came from your tribal beads, did it not?
There's something innate to him.
Ah, yes, you've spoken of this brother before. What was his name? Scaly?
Scaly. No.
That's the name of my lizard mount in one of my other campaigns.
That is a good name.
Yes, so if we're not going to do anything else for the rest of the night, then I guess I will rest.
I believe Nodgrim, maybe you wanted to ask us or tell us something, possibly?
Possibly.
Prod, poke, poke.
Yeah.
Are you now, or have you ever been to us
Proposition.
about a side quest?
Proposition about a side quest. I don't recall what it is by this point in the evening.
Going off the rig, I believe.
This is why you need to
So
write things down for your.
The answer is no. At the beginning of this quest, I was documenting everything line by line, but it's faded out over.
Fair
What you
enough.
need is an Alan. Alan. What you
Well,
need.
let me check my notes.
Would you each like a thing that you can put notes for in this game? if I was to create for you, add handout.
Yes, that would be handy.
I'll
Thank
make a
you.
handout for each of you.
Counter suggestion.
Obviously.
Why don't you make one for Alan and give us access to it?
What are you saying? Hey, just
I
as
would
long
like
as
to
two
con-
screens.
I would like to continue you doing all the typey work.
He's not your minion until you make him sign a contract.
I'm pretty sure we both signed contracts
Do
a
you see that?
long time ago.
If I was to... So do you see Nodgrim's notes, Brian?
Let me have a look.
Under the journal. If
I
was
do,
to create
yeah,
a handout, and I call this Hypatia's notes. Spell notes correct.
And you call it the shit Nogrim was meant to know but didn't.
Put Zelmarro and me. Zelmarro. Alright, you should have Hypatia's notes there. You can see up the top in the journal.
Let's see if it's one.
Handout. Quan's notes in player's journal. Dan.
So since everyone but Nogrim knows it, what exactly was the piece of information that Nogrim was meant to hand out?
Okay, so the information was that you went to. I did write this down. I just gotta find where I put it.
I assume you
There
can
should be
see our
some
notes,
for
Grail.
letters. Yes, if you put some stuff in there.
Oh,
You
I
can also
did.
put-
Yeah.
Ask Alan.
Yep, working on that. I'm looking.
No, that is what I put in my notes.
Yep.
Wait, where are the notes?
I'm making one for Mark now. I've made one for Len, so...
It'll be above where it says character sheet when it goes live.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Q.
Gotta make sure you select the right Zel.
Yeah, I blame both of them.
I'll put it put it in later. But basically, you went to I think you went to Barracks Blades
Durix.
and
Yeah.
sorry,
Durix.
Durex Blades. Yep. And you talked to him. He was a fellow dwarf. They're all fellow dwarfs. You know, you felt like you were with your people.
Hashtag
and-
racist.
Does everyone
Hashtag-
have a note that they can see, by the way? In the journal.
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent.
Feel
So,
free to fill
he
out whatever you want to do.
I believe Nogrim being
That's good,
appreciative of the weapon arts of weaponsmithing, sort of weapon that he could make a sort of better weapon than he could make himself.
Make it so, yeah.
And he's and being of kit in the dark, I suppose, offered him a deal, which was recover his family's signet ring from some abandoned mines to the south of Slumberton, and which is and possibly the remains of his son, who's not been who went that way to presumably seek fortune and kill things, and has not been seen for a year.
Can we get the
I
map up?
suppose that's slightly important. So
I should
No,
assume
Grumps.
where this is in
So
relation to.
Nogrim says, I encountered a guy who said if we go to the south and recover his ring from the site, then he's willing to help us out.
Or help you out, in fact.
Yeah.
Something about an act and riches beyond.
Yeah, and actually, he offered to make me a weapon. He's a good dwarven blacksmith, weaponsmith.
Nice. So he's going to teach you how to fight.
Well, he's gonna make me a good weapon if I help him out. if we help them out. So I want to be clear about that. If you guys do it, then that's cool. I just want to make sure you realize it's doing it to help.
It seems like a good thing to fill in the time while we wait for things to happen in here in Somerton in regards to the undead.
Yeah.
I could think of worse things to do than this. It's better than just spending my day in the tavern.
How long will it take you to train at Hypatia if you?
So for those of
is it
you,
magical to level?
Yeah, I'd like to know that too.
so yes, for those of you who wish to look at getting upper level, so Nodgrim, I believe, has the experience to
Just
go up
enough,
level.
yeah.
I am just short, which is unfortunate, but hey, I'll level up next session.
So it is 5% of the XP required to go up. So to go up a level as cleric is 1565. Oh, you made it by 20.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I had just enough. Oh, baby.
So it's going to cost you 79 gold.
Oh, God.
And it's going to
That's
cost
trouble.
and it's going to take 2 days.
It's going to take more money than days, I think.
Jaquan has got enough to go up a level.
Yep.
So
What's the gold requirement again? Sorry.
5%
Of
round up of the
of
XP
what?
of the XP that you need for that level.
So the total or the bit you gained.
No, the XP that you need for that level. So therefore, a fighter needs 2,035 XP to get up to second level. At third level, they need 4,065 XP. So 5% of 2,035 means that it's 102 gold for the fighter. So
Yeah.
rounded up.
Yep.
I've got less than a third of what I need to level. If it makes you feel any better.
Yeah, I'm not going to be leveling for a bit.
Yeah.
Hypatia's already gone up. Lenza and Mark. So Mark doesn't have the XP. Not yet. Lenza doesn't have the XP to go up to third level yet, I believe.
I'll get it very soon, but yes.
Yes, your XP to go up to third level as a thief. It's very
He is
hard to tell.
2,501.
And 1, yep. So you're...
So 100 XP away, pretty much.
Yep.
So, and because I don't believe I'm going to die in the before this session ends, I will definitely get that.
Yep. So there you go. So you got 2 people that can level up currently. So what you may want to do is level up 1 person now, pool your resources, level up 1, and plan to level up someone next. But that's up to you, because when you leveled up previously, that's how you did it.
Indeed.
That is a solid idea.
So, what level is everyone at the moment?
I'm 2.
2, same
Level
here.
1.
One.
Okay, cool. So you guys haven't got up to level 2 yet.
So yes,
No.
only Lensa and Hypatia have currently made level 2. Everyone else is level 1.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we should really consider paying for the other tank. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, I merely get some more hit points, so...
Yeah, but
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's
I'm not sure I've been taking all the hits, though.
Got 20 gold to contribute.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also happy to level up the cleric.
Yeah, that was my thought.
a-
That's probably a
That's
better investment.
Who can actually level up from now, right now? With
So
our money?
the 2 people who can level at the moment are Nodgrim and Jaquan.
Yeah. And how much money do
Okay,
we have
cool.
in our treasury? Because I've got 45 gold.
You'll notice I've created a note for you as well, which is for group treasure.
Yep.
All of you have the ability to edit that. I would suggest that you don't all edit it at the same time, because stuff will get lost. But so when you want to edit it, say I'm going to edit it, and you can put stuff in there. That way it's visible to everybody, etc.
I'm going to edit it right now and add my gold and add my money total just so we can actually keep track of each other's.
While
Probably not a
you're
bad
there,
idea.
I have 45.
Okay, cool. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
So basically, if I level, I get an extra level 1 spell, which is another healing spell, and I get more turn undead, and I get another hit.
So who was that? It said they had 45?
Kruber.
Yep.
Are we talking money here?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got 20.
45.
That's Nogrum.
Odd gram. Or was it 20? Yep.
Yeah.
Mark, I believe, said he also had 45.
I'd already put it in, but if it's just
Okay.
45.
I'm just putting it all on that right now, so we'll see how that goes. And Hypatia.
Pretty sure I've got
Make that will save. Tell us how much money.
fine. I've definitely got 38.5.
So 38 gold.
Yeah, 38.
I don't really care about silver. I'm just looking gold.
Right.
Woo! I can pay for my room.
Oh, I had already taken mine off for that.
Yeah, future room expenses. Yeah.
Do we have Ceridon's total grail?
Caradwin, let me have a look at Caradwin's character sheet. Caradwin has lots.
They're
One-
saving
I
it.
have more than
1
38.
platinum piece and 58 gold.
Wow.
Okay.
You mean Carriagewood had?
You can't steal their money. You know they're trying to collect it all.
It's not stealing, buddy. It's nationalising.
When Caradwin goes up a level, it's going to cost a fair bit because she requires over 4,000 XP to go up a level.
That is going to be expensive.
Are they level 3 or 2 at the moment?
Caradwin's level 1.
Oh, wait, really? What's she?
She's playing as an elf from the
Yeah.
basic book, so her class is elf.
Right. Yep. Okay, that makes more
Sort
sense
of
now.
like a fighter wizard. Sort of.
I'm also going to have to call it for the evening myself shortly.
I believe we're pretty much going to finish on this at this night, I guess.
Yeah, just
Yep.
well, we
Yep.
should decide if anybody's leveling because that way.
Yeah, but that's
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I vote Nodrum.
Okay, cool. There we are.
Sure.
That's,
Is that not enough for both people? Because that's
Well, it was 102 for me.
yep.
And it was
we've got that.
79 for Nodgrim, so it'll be 181 all told.
We've got more than 181 there.
But
Do
it
we
depends on how much gold we want to spend on this.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we want to get everything put up, but also we need to have some stuff.
It will take
Yeah.
2 days for each of them to level.
I mean, if we're spending 2 days, we may as well level anybody we can.
We'll pay
That's
it
just
back.
my-
We'll pay it back.
As far as we're aware, we're not going to be doing anything else.
Yeah. Well, I just want to visit the alchemist and the
Well,
herbalist.
and
Blah.
be able to afford rations.
Cool.
from
Yeah,
God.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we have 245 gold pieces, not including the platinum piece that Ceridon has.
Well, since
Okay.
we used those fresh rations before, I've got like 10 normal trail rations.
I will have to buy some more rations, but yeah.
Yep.
Do we want to just level both of you up now while we can?
Yep.
You got the Jink.
Yep.
All right.
So
So,
minus
Awesome.
what
Thank
was
you,
the
guys.
what was the total grails?
Thank you.
so it was going to be
182.
181 to level the two of them. 79
Okay.
plus 102.
How much gold is left?
64. So we're going to have to try. I'll have to up comparatively to people.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
how much they put in, pretty much.
All right. So
Yep.
before,
I'm happy to wipe out my gold. I've got enough rations, so I'll take 20 off.
Before we call it quits, do you both want to roll hit points here and now in front of everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
May as well.
Let's
So
see.
the cleric gets 1d6 and the fighter gets 1d8.
Yep.
All right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you can re-roll it. You can
And you can
re-roll
re-roll it,
then.
but you must take the second roll.
Do it. Reroll.
Yeah, on average.
So strong. Brave.
Alright.
I like it.
Excellent.
Brave,
Hey,
but
brave.
ultimately-
The odds were in my favour.
The odds were in your favor.
Alright.
Mhm.
Nodgrim, how are you going for your hit points? Denbok, okay, are you rerolling
Yes.
the 4?
Yeah, take it.
Nice.
Take it.
I'm taking the 4. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
No, I've seen worse, so I'll
Does
take the
Jaquan
4.
have a con bonus? Jaquan does not
yes.
have a con bonus.
Yeah, I've got con 12. That's a 1, isn't it?
Nope,
No.
Ah,
13.
okay.
But it's
Then I
not a
do
negative.
it's not a negative. Your hit points have gone up from 8 to 9.
To 9. I have
Hypatia has a
edited.
timely racking cough.
And Nodgrim's have gone up from 6 to 10.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, that's a huge increase. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Huge
awesome.
increase.
And I get another healing spell. Thank you very much. So when you guys start getting pulp to a pulp, I will be there to help you out.
How many
So-
kills did that give you?
Was that
Sorry.
sorry?
I was just asking how many heals does that give you?
He should have.
That gives me 4, I think.
4. Nice.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
aren't lacking in
In
clerical
heals.
healing.
That's good. That's
capability.
good. We're decent clerics. Excellent. I approve.
Cool. All right, we shall call it there.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way to do this. 34.
Well, obviously, I should be spending a fair amount.
What I'm planning to do is I'm going to plan to leave both Nodgrim and Jaquan with 5 gold, just so you have some sort of
Yep.
stuff in case for some reason we all die and you need to buy stuff. But then beyond that, I'm just trying to figure out the relation between how much we have and how much you should be spending. Currently, I've got probably
Excellent.
about 10 gold left over for me for Hypatia and Lenza because they have least after Nodgrim, and then Mark and Sojourn getting most of it back since they have the most.
So I've got like 0,
really
but
matter.
I've got enough ration.
I'm also happy to have a party kitty
Yeah.
that will keep an amount for ourselves, but the rest of it goes into the party kitty.
I guess that would be the easiest way to do it, wouldn't it? If we're
We should
having this.
consider writing up an adventuring charter. Of
Indeed.
how all that sort of stuff happens.
You know that within this little city you find yourself in,
Ooh,
there
thank you.
is legal aid, Borin Dortrum.
Yeah.
He is specifically a defense lawyer, but he does offer legal aid to help you write up a charter.
Awesome. I figured it out anyway. Edit it now.
And I believe
Cool.
that is where he is.
Cool. All right. Well, then I guess we'll do this again in a fortnight.
Yep, cool.
I look forward to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Alright,
That's
Yeah,
catch
I'll level up before then. Thank you, boys.
Alright, see you guys later.
Thank you all.
No
So
worries.
Yeah.
before you go, I'll put the totals back. So we've got 5 for Jaquam and Nodgrim, 11 for Lenza and Hypatia, and 16 for Mark and Sarah. Not including
Cool.
their platinum piece, because we'll keep that for a rainy day.
Cool.
Cool.
I feel like
Yes, we will.
say about this, but yay.
Well, if they complain, we can later. But leveling up is important, and also they're definitely going to need our help. So
You've got
Yeah.
1,000 gold sitting
right.
there right
What?
there.
You've got Nogram's loyalty, so that's a lot.
I'm just saying we could buy a half orc.
That is true.
what's Garrel? What's platinum to gold again? Is it
10. So it's
10,
10
yeah.
gold to a platinum. It's
Yep.
all just metric to make it easy.
Yep.
Except
Yay.
for Electrum. Electrum
Which
are
is
dodgy.
which is weird. Anyway,
There's
thank you
5
very much.
silvers for
Anyway,
Electrum. Alright, catch
good
you guys
game,
later.
guys.
Good
Yeah.
catch.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you,
everybody.
guys.
Fortnight,
See you later.
hopefully.
See you next week.
See ya.
Next
Bye.
one.
Night.
All right.
Fortnite, yeah.
Yeah.